Cannibals are the
Yay,
best.
best.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Lost Caravan RPG, where we do one-shots, mini-series, and long-running campaigns. If it's a TTRPG, we pretty much do it all. Now, this week is special because it is Caravan of Cthulhu week. All week long, we will be playing spooky-themed games in support of the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, a program dedicated to providing medical care to thousands of injured and ill children who would otherwise lack local access to care. You can find the donate page by scanning the QR code over here in the corner of the stream, or by entering exclamation donate in the chat. Just like all of our other charity events, we will be giving away a few prizes at the end of the week. Every donation of $10 or more will enter you for a chance to win one of our fun prizes, from custom character art to your own copies of some different really cool TTRPGs. Also fun are our donation goals. Right now, we are at $260. But the farther up we get, the more things we can make happen to some of the people behind this stream week and Lost Caravan in general. We're about a little over halfway at this point for $500 with a Scare Turk stream, where Turk will be playing scary games for our enjoyment. At $1,000, we are bringing back one of our favorite goals from last year, which is to pour ice water or slime, it turns out, on Elsie at PAX U. We'll also probably provide video for that as well.
Yeah, there'll be video. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
video last year. I think it's pinned somewhere.
And to the absolute terror, if we manage to hit our $1,500 goal by the end of this week, Hoop, the main person behind Lost Caravan, will actually shave off his beard. Hoop has said before this stream he has not shaved off his beard at all since Lost Caravan has been a thing in the last 2 years. So we may see frights upon frights when that is revealed. But that is only going to happen if we reach the $1,500.
Terrifying.
Now, if we exceed the $1,500 and reach 2,000, Turk and Elsie are going to be going on a very special, super fun road trip to Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, which is an abandoned amusement park in West Virginia, where you can stay the night. It is notoriously haunted, and it'll just be the two of them, maybe a GoPro. So they will be playing live video games for all of us, essentially.
I'm guaranteed to live because I am the final girl.
Yes,
Like,
Elsie
it's in
does
your
have
name.
final girl energy.
And
It's one of
is
those
straight
movies.
and white
Yes.
and a guy.
Yes. So let's just hope it's one of those scary movies where everyone does not die, even the final girl.
Or it could just be like Cabin in the Woods and then everybody just dies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you cause the end of the world, we know who to blame.
Yep.
Who else would it be?
I mean,
I mean, yeah, if you had to put $2,000 on it, which we should. Today is only the second day of gaming, the third game overall, and we've already actually gotten another $10 since we started stream, so it is at $270. So we are honestly a tenth of the way there.
we got this. It's gonna happen.
Honestly, we do, and it's a good cause for the kids. So my name is Alice. Tonight we're actually going to be playing Trophy Dark, the incursion called Gift of the Sea. I am your keeper of the tides. But before we dive into this game, why don't we go around, let the cast introduce themselves, and tell you a little bit more about who they'll be playing. Let's start with looking at the screen. Cast.
Me? Oh,
Yes.
Hi. Hello. My name is Cass, better known as Yoda or Yoda Almighty, and tonight I am playing Zelia. Do I need to say anything else about Zelia?
I mean, if you want to include Zelia's occupation, you definitely can. So we know more than that she is a horrible, horrible treasure hunter.
She is terrible. She is a champion and also an inquisitor for her goddess.
Perfect. Next up, Holly.
Oh, yes, it's me. I'm OMG Holly D everywhere on the internet. You can call me Holly. My pronouns are she, they. And today I'm playing Isolde. She is a hedge, which is her occupation. And the reason I love to make this joke is that she is an expelled apprentice. So she said somebody told her she wasn't good enough, and I'm going to blame Elsie and Cass. It's both of them. And yeah, so I'm very excited to stabby stab my friends. It's going to be great.
We all are. Elsie?
Hi, I'm Elsie. I'm optimistic on all social media. I use she, they pronouns. Uh, I have once again turned my character into a joke because I think this is the funniest thing I've done all year. Not this particular one, just the joke in general, where I just do a bunch of Akatar references. So today I'll be playing Feyre. I keep a straight face even saying it. She is the occupation of the chain, which I discussed with Alice. I think means like a druid something or other. I don't know. It didn't really give an explanation in the book. And my background is Unmasked Feyborn, which was what prompted me to name her Feyre. I think she's a little bit, silly goofy. And I probably did tell Holly's character at one point that they sucked or something. And that, they should work harder. But I would put more of the you're not good enough on Cass's character. Cass is over there looking like fucking Ocean Zuko over here. And that's it. That's me.
All right. Ling?
Hey, I'm Ling, she, her. I am not silly goofy today. Today I'm Kiva. And Kiva is cured beast bitten because some people in this party didn't quite cure me well enough. So I'm on the hunt to find a piece of treasure that I think might help fix what these folks did not fix. And I'm an astrologer by trade.
Perfect. And last but not least,
Yep.
returning to the Lost Caravan after a long summer away, Nikki.
Yay! I'm so glad to be back. I'm Nikki, pronoun she, her. I am playing Talia, the reformed thug turned naturalist. So basically, I love trees and I want to kill everybody else, and I'm really excited about them. Their pronouns are they, them.
You're the goddamn Lorax, Nikki.
I am an angry
The
Lorax.
angry one.
It's like, why couldn't you make the one slur though?
No. I'm Lorax turned. The Lorax who just gave up. Yep. I don't care anymore. Just want to save the trees, man. Just save the trees.
Definitely. And surprisingly, we are already up to $350 before we even start this game. I would like to remind everyone that is being really sweet and donating. For every $5 you donate, you can choose to give our players hero points. And for every 10, you can choose to give them villain points. So make sure you let us know exactly how many villain points you are letting me play with in this game, so I can use them liberally. If you want to give hero points, definitely. If you want to name who exactly you're giving them to, do that as well.
Don't do that.
Otherwise, it is a pool of hero points that these players can snag from each other, because one of the big parts of Trophy Dark is being as selfish and self-centered as possible for your characters and screwing over everyone around you. Which means that they're going to want to use up those hero points if they start rolling really badly, which in this game is very easy to accomplish.
I feel like I should just attribute Alex's point to a villain point. It feels like Alex would do that.
I feel like all of the money that has come in so far should just be villain points if no one
I feel
has
like
designated.
you should
split mine evenly.
No.
One villain.
I donated for me.
Honestly, that is fair and valid.
What? You just said scare everyone. What does that mean?
Nothing.
Villain points.
Limit.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I just put 5 villain points down for you. I'm be real.
Thank you.
I thought that's
No.
what that meant.
No. That means all of those points go to me, and I was going to write kill everyone, and I felt that was really weird to write on a donation page, so I just was scared.
I did give this link to my workplace so they could see that, and I... Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Hey, Elsie, all my targeted points are coming during Delta Green for you.
Okay. Doc doesn't use villain points though, and we all know what happened last year with my targeted.
I feel like
points.
Doc might use villain points this year.
Doc is going to use villain points this year.
Absolutely.
Doc has already been talking about using villain points. So.
Okay, well, I just
Doc was in chat earlier, so I don't know if
we're going to use targeted villain points, please be sure to use them before the end of the week. No, because the first game after Call of Cthulhu week is Lancer, and I don't need to deal with this
like
again.
11 villain points.
It was 17 or something. It was some unhinged.
It took you like 2 months to get through those.
No, it took till February of this year.
Yeah, it was months to get through them all.
Okay, we can start though.
I guess we can.
You're like, all right.
Just so everyone watching has a good idea of what Trophy Dark is, the game explains it as Trophy Dark is a role-playing game about a group of treasure hunters entering, in this case, a haunted ocean that does not want them there. The game tells the story of the treasure hunters' physical and mental descent as they move deeper and deeper into this dangerous place. Their journey ultimately brings them to ancient ruins that hold the treasure they seek and the monstrous entities that dwell there. This is not a hopeful story of brave and daring adventurers that slay dragons and drag bags of gold back to town. This is a story of entitled pillagers meeting tragic ends. We do have a few trigger warnings that the game sets in place, content warning wise. Just to go over those, this is a heavy game where players are encouraged to kind of, again, be selfish, act in their own self-interest, and scare each other. The content warnings as the game lays them out for Gift of the Sea are body horror, drowning, human sacrifice, religion, sharks, shipwrecks, and storms. We do have a few others that we have gone over with our players, but if any of these are not in your interest, definitely feel free to join us back later today for our next game, or watch when the game is finished. That way you can kind of do it at your own pace. We'll start the game. It's a few miles outside of the village of Lowbank. The five of you, I don't know necessarily why you have been up here in the Pacific Northwest along the Olympic Peninsula, but 1800s, the gold rush is here. Many people have gone west to claim their fortune. More have come to sell and trade furs along the Pacific Ocean up and down the coast. And then there is the village of Lowbank. Most of the settlers have come from the old world, bringing with them the rites and myths that their ancestors passed down. This includes the rite of Greentide. Each spring, they conduct a ritual, a sacrifice of gold and treasures and more to the ocean in hopes of good fishing and safe travels. There is a poem that goes along with the rites of Greentide. Who knows what secrets dwell beneath the oceans vast and wide, or what becomes of those who tried to fight the turning tide? The night is dark, the storm is fierce, and nothing should we fear. Come round and light the candles bright, for spring is almost here. We bind the saplings wreathed in green as folks did long before. We crown the maiden as our queen and cast her from the shore. For as the land gives gifts to those who sow and reap the grain, the sea in turn must have its dues when Greentide comes again. O mother of the endless seas of O queen of depths unseen, accept these humble gifts we bring upon your mantle green. Fill up our nets with gleaming fish and spare our soldiers brave. For all the rest, take what you must beneath the rolling weight. I think a few of you have ties to this town, this little village off on the other side of the mountain. So this might be familiar to some of you. Others, you've heard it during your travels through this mountain. Some are starting to call Owlhead. Some use a much older name than that. It's not a slow trek, but it's definitely not a quick one either. The path is dangerous and fraught. And eventually, at least the 5 of you reach Low Bank. Who amongst you is the most familiar with the village?
I think I said that I was from an orphanage that was probably in this village. So I think I've been here for a very, very long time.
And are finally coming back to it?
Yeah.
Nikki, why don't you roll a d6 for me?
Why, Alice?
Why don't you roll a d6 for me?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what.
No, this is actually just a d6 roll.
Okay. 2.
Yeah, and the orphanage, like, scary stories and all of that are pretty common, and stuff to keep the other kids awake. Stuff used by the adults to frighten you from misbehavior, from dangers a much younger child would not quite understand, not hidden behind monsters and myths. But you recall at least one tale. Not sure if it's maybe the matron of the orphanage that had said this or not, but a sea serpent that sleeps beneath the rocks along the coast, that when it stirs just a little, when there's heavy rains, that it causes whirlpools in its restlessness that drag people under for snacks and foods. And that's definitely how you lost villagers. They tell you, stay away from the rocks, otherwise the great serpent will take you. I think a few of you have heard similar stories, especially if you had come from here, somewhere closer to here. Cass, what stories do you think that you heard about this little town and what might lurk beneath the waves?
I was told there was another goddess here, and I have been sent to say hello.
Isolde, what stories do you think have remained with you?
For Isolde, she is sure of it, but it is stories of power, and that there's, without risk there's no reward of power, of course, and that is what motivates her to do just about anything. That and the love she has for her sister, and she is honestly just looking for anything that gives her the edge to prove that she's not garbage, essentially.
Of course. Vera, you heard any stories?
I have heard that this treasure, this place is a way to kind of make yourself known to many other different circles, I guess. So not just those beneath the waves, but those who inhabit the forest, the mountain, everywhere, and just kind of get eyes drawn to you if you're successful in proving yourself to them. And that sometimes, if they think that your impression is good enough, that they will accept you back into their community as a whole, and you can become one with the Fae again.
Eva, what
Well,
stories
I
do you
give her a
think
hard
you
time. Oh, yes. I have faith in my sister who believes that there is a source of power here that we might be able to use to help me with my affliction. So I've heard bits about some kind of serpent. I'm not worried about any other beast here. Coming to see what my sister can do. She might not believe in herself, but I do. But I will not tell her that.
And through all the stories that you have heard as a group, the one that has brought you back to Low Bank for the rites of Greentide, the ancient tradition that the village has practiced long before they came to this land. The Queen of Tides, who rests below the waves, who can grant safe passage to the fishers, to the travelers, who can grant abundance to a small village that, should the tides turn against their favor, might otherwise die out. Now, this ancient tradition has grown more civilized over time, but it harkens back to an age when the ancestors crown a young woman picked from the village, dress her in wreaths of green boughs and cloaks of dry seaweed, and then offer her to the Tide Queen as a reward, as a sacrifice. Now, people would travel far and wide to attend these ceremonies to beseech the queen, offering her gold, jewels, the finest of their crafts. And to this day, even the local fishers never leave the shore without paying her respects. After all, they say the tide must have its due. And it is green tide for you five. As you make your way into the village, either by foot or by horseback or by covered caravan, what do you suspect is some of the truth to these tales that you keep hearing?
Talia
believe
believes
it's
in all of them.
sacrifice. Yes. Yes. Sacrifice it. Although it's not a living sacrifice any longer, I think it's still pieces that are significant to those who are offering them up. So I suspect there are many pieces, great value, and potentially of great power in the waves going to waste.
Anyone else have any beliefs, or do they think it's all myth?
Zelia knows it's true.
Yeah, it's all real. It's not myth.
Isolde doesn't care if it's real. She's like, if this is an opportunity, she's going to take it.
Talia definitely grew up believing all of these, and even though she left a while ago and came back after a series of unfortunate not accidents, they still believe in all of them. Absolutely.
And as you make your way through the forest and see the Pacific Ocean spread great and wide before you, few small dots of islands off in the far distance. The tide is low. You can see seashells and other small creatures that are left on shore, bleached in the sun. And the village is in the distance, though pretty close to where you're at. A small fishing boat has been brought ashore, has been beached, and a much grizzled older man is bringing what looks to be a large bag of fresh kelp and seaweed off of this boat.
Smell that?
Let's go. Yes.
Smell it, right? Does it smell tasty to you? Or is that weird?
No.
Okay. I'll look around to see if anybody's watching me, and then I'll reach down very quickly and pick up one of those tiny crabs that runs around. I'll just French a little bit.
It's snack time.
Right. To go snack.
Well, I'm not sure if the other three choose to notice that, but
Okay, I was like, is everybody with us?
Yeah.
I'd say you've all been traveling together roughly. How grouped together you are, that is amongst the 5 of you. But it is safer to travel through Owl's Head Mountain in groups in the first place. Some of the things in the forest better not dealt with alone. But that's not where our story is tonight.
Can I get a visual of everybody?
Yeah, why don't we go around for that?
I don't mind to go first.
Yeah.
So Isolde is just wispy brown hair pulled back away from her face. She's wearing robes that match the ones that I'm wearing currently. She has, you know, a belt that's just really just some fancy rope that she found and is like wrapped around her. She doesn't look like she has a ton of, you know, what I would say wealth. It's a bit tattered at the end, and you know, she's always giving the stink eye to Kaz's character, which I forget your name. I'm so sorry.
Zelia.
Zelia. There we go. Always giving the stink eye to that to Zelia, and is very standoffish with most people except her sister.
Did we lose Alice?
We lost
I'm also
Alice.
very standoffish.
I'm not.
Yeah, we let's
Once,
go.
once again, I am the GM.
Let's go.
When was the last time I was
Fucking go.
the GM? This happened like the other day. What was I playing?
Thirsty Sword Lesbians?
A game.
Yeah, it was. It was
I
Alice
love
again.
Thirsty Sword Lesbians.
I was very lesbian.
Aren't
had
we?
3
all?
Let's go,
weeks left
lesbians.
season.
That's what it says on the tin. Oh.
There's
well,
Alice.
subscribe.
Sorry,
Yeah,
my
there
my internet's been having problems. They're coming to work on all of the service in the area on Friday.
Hey.
Mute your video, ninja.
Yep, mute video.
Yes, that took a second for it to load in.
There we go.
Huh?
So were we still discussing characters?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess since I got
I would
named
say.
out- Oh no, yeah, you go. You go. You guys are sisters. You go. 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 Go.
All right, yeah. I have permanent stink eye for everyone, including my sister. But I don't mean anything when I'm bad by when I'm looking her way. I have kind of frizzy brown hair, and it just kind of lays over my face. Don't really care about my appearance too much. Dark utilitarian clothing, thick, what is it called, plaid, all, and I just kind of keep to myself, and my eyes are always scanning. That's my whole deal.
I guess I'll go. Zelia is very tall, and very pale, like looks like a drowned corpse pale, and is dressed in priest's frock, for one of the old world sea goddess religions. And the tattooing around her eye is done tap and poke method, and like the iridescence is actual fish scales that have been powdered and tapped in. And each line of wave shows your hierarchy in the order, so the fact that there are multiples is well, she's favored by her goddess, let's just say that.
Talia, Farah.
So Farah is like super extravagant, I would say, like very like showy, with her clothing. It's very much like look at me, all the time. Intentional or not, you could argue either. She would tell you it's just the way Faye dress. Very much so, like once was unmasked, she kind of gave up hiding, I think. And it was just like, hair toss, hair toss. I am not. I'm like better than all of you. Whatever. This is clearly my mission to figure all of this out. And whatever you guys have going on, I really don't care. And I'm just here because you guys are all like human meat shields for me to get to where I need to be, to become part of my true calling. Very ears aren't, given the setting, it's like the way this game is, it's more realistic, I would, in my mind. So like it's not like too much of a crazy difference. It's like slightly more pointed ears, slightly more pointed teeth, and like rounded features, but very like, as I do with all of my descriptions, it's uncanny valley, like smile that's a little too big, eyes that are a little too big, but on the more realistic side versus the, you know, like AI generated side.
Please, Talia.
Talia is very tall, a little bulky, stands abnormally still sometimes. They have scars kind of all over their body that looks a little like bark, like tree striations, and you don't know whether they were how they got them. They wear like really drab clothing, does not stand out at all. Their eyes are so green they're almost black, and they often just stare. Like, will stare at people, will stare into the distance, just often staring without turning their head. They have like a short shaved head, hair, and when they do talk, because they are often very silent and staring and unnerving people, they can be surprisingly angry, sarcastic, and very brooding and morbid.
Now, are the five of you moving towards the village, or are you making other choices?
Is the boat loaded?
The little fisher boat, he's in the process of unloading it, actually.
But the boat for the effigy has not been.
Oh, you're not even close enough to the village to tell. You can see houses off a little farther in the shore, but it's enough of a good-sized fishing village. You can't tell what's going on in the center until you get there.
Would there be any place on the beach for us to kind of camp out and hide out till the boat goes?
You could definitely try, but it's not suggested. The few of you that know this village a little more closely know that there is protection in light, and that some of the things that lurk in the evening are, well, there's a reason why they pray to the water for safety and not to what's in the forest.
We should not stay on the road at night, especially near the ocean. Talia looks out towards the village and just gives this heavy sigh. Home.
But the longer the five of you kind of wait to make a decision, the more attention you kind of bring to yourself. And eventually you watch this grizzled fisherman kind of start to like hobble his way over. His legs a little wobbly from being out on the ocean for most of the day. He is dragging behind, again, with like this giant sack that smells heavily of the ocean and seaweed. And he starts to like wave at you to get your attention. You don't look from around here recently. Are you here for Green Tide, or did you get lost from your travel group, or?
Oh no, we are here for Green Tide.
I'm from here.
We're here for a celebration.
A most joyous bounty. Yes.
Kind of narrows his eyes at you and kind of like scratches his beard. Looks at Zelia very closely, just up and down. Yes, I see. I see. You know, you're not the first to seek the riches per se here.
I would not seek things for myself, wish to share the bounty of my goddesses' sisters.
Expensive,
Yeah.
isn't she? Like, she's like, anytime that she can dig it in, she's like, offensive, isn't she?
That treasure belongs to the sea.
Yes, it does.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
We're the worst liars.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he just
lying.
he is,
I'm not
Yeah.
lying.
Talia is not lying.
you know, this man, Talia, you might, depending on when you left the village, you might remember him. He's just, they honestly just refer to him as Old Clay. His name is Clay Walsham. He's just one of the oldest members of town, that doesn't have like a leadership position so much as he's one of like the foremost fishers. But even then, he kind of focuses more on himself than the rest of the town. He kind of lives off on the edges and doesn't fish along the docks or leaves out of the port, which is why you can see him kind of watching you closely, like, yeah, and again, you're not the first to seek to take belongs to the queen. But of course, if that's what you're after, maybe I can help. And you like see him kind of like rub his hand together.
Is that what you're doing, Old Clay?
Nah, I'm helping out, building the effigy. After all, not a lot of people are gonna want to bring in old seaweeds.
And
But
what
I don't
does your
mind
help
doing a
entail?
little extra on the side.
What does your help entail?
Payment for payment due, right? And he just kind of like, again, rubs his fingers together and like the universally acknowledged sign of pay up.
There will be no paying up.
What do we receive for this payment? I don't know you. Talia doesn't seem to trust you.
I mean, if you don't want the bonus of everything that goes overboard tomorrow morning, I can always just keep quiet about why the five of you are really here.
You are a most presumptuous man.
Isolde hears this and is like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah. And she kind of looks at Kiva and is like, and she just pulls out her little little side pouch, and she's like, just she goes there and she pulls out a coin and hands it and is like,
How do you have that?
"Cause I'm amazing."
Just pulled it out of nowhere. I have
I
coins.
commit to, because I commit to a bit, Elsie.
I mean, I never doubted that. It was just so like, how did you know you were gonna need
I
that?
love it.
Like,
Just
I
there.
did.
Just there. She's had this planned.
Right? And I'm like,
she knew we were gonna have to pay people.
pay to get power, right? I'm not a. And she hands a coin and is like, well, it isn't much. Does this work for you?
And you just kind of like see him like take it and like chomp on it on like the corner of one of his teeth. And I mean, this will pay for my silence.
I could make you silent without coin.
Permanently.
Talia takes a step forward and they like dwarf this man.
So are you just trying to intimidate him, or are you actually going to try and fight him?
I'm going for intimidation, but if it doesn't work, then there will be next steps.
If it doesn't work, I will do something.
I think this is where we might roll our first risk roll of the game. This is just a risk roll. So there is our fun little flowchart in the reference sheet for what entails a risk roll, but I will kind of go through it with everyone, not even for you guys and for who we have watching. In Trophy Dark, it is a dice pool game, and there are certain ways we build the pool up for our players. First, Nikki, I need you to tell me what you hope is going to happen from this roll.
I'm gonna hope that he pees his pants with fright and decides to get back in his boat and leave. Basically, I just want him to run away.
Okay, running away is definitely an option. Now, for everyone else at the table, what do we think could go wrong with this?
He could,
She's a local.
right? He could shout and draw more attention to us.
He could pull the
Also,
weapon.
not getting the information we need.
Not having a boat to get to where we need to go.
Well, if he's dead, we don't need to.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, it could just kill him.
I think what
They
could
are
go wrong with
expecting
this.
his breath.
Exactly. They are expecting this old man to be bringing in this seaweed, and
Is there
Oh.
seaweed in the boat already?
it is
said he
in
was
this bag.
unloading.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We can show up and say we saw this bag, and oh no, he was gone.
He
I'm
was
saying what could
missing.
go wrong though is that there is someone expecting this delivery, so they could come looking for him pretty quickly and see the five of you intimidating this poor old man. So, Nikki, if you would like to gather your dice, do you have anything? Is this something that you're skilled at because of your occupation or backstory?
Yep, I have a skill in intimidation because I am a reformed thug.
I'd say yeah. So that's one light die. Would you like to hear Devil's Bargain from the table? For another
Yeah.
die?
If anybody has one, yes.
Sounds like Elsie might have an idea.
What? No, I just like I like this.
Oh, I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Zelia will assist if you allow her to leave a little mark on you.
Like,
Just a small one.
do I get to know what this mark does? Okay. Cool.
I love it and I hate it.
Adjustments to that if that's not something you're comfortable with for your character.
Mhm.
You don't have to take
Changes
it
after you roll too, okay?
Oh yeah, can I decide after I roll or is it before I roll?
You have to decide before you roll because
Okay.
the Devil's Bargain occurs regardless of your roll result.
Okay. I am going to turn and stare at Cass. I can't remember any character names right now.
Zelia.
With just these deep ocean green black eyes. And not say anything, but it's a no. And then I'll turn back. I'm gonna try this on my own.
And do you think this is risky to your body or mind by any chance?
Probably to my body because I'm going to intimidate someone and he could possibly retaliate. Tally 8.
I mean, if you think it's a risk to your body, he's an old man that is like living.
Oh, never mind.
But maybe he could be dangerous. But if you don't think that it's a risk to you, you're gonna roll those 2 die for me.
Okay. Wait, is it just a light die and a regular die, or?
It's 2 light dies because it's not risky to your body, and I don't think you need to take a dark die yet.
Okay. That's what I thought. So all I need is a 6. All I need.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6.
Perfect.
Hey.
First roll!
That's good, but it's only going to go down the hill from here.
Oh, great.
And the Devil's Bargain happens no matter what, right?
Only if...
I said no, though.
Yeah. You can always refuse a Devil's Bargain.
Mm-hmm.
You can always hear one, but you can always say no, because no matter how scary this game is, as players, we must consent to actions. Especially as we inflict them on each other. So, you just kind of look at this old man, Talia. He is shaking a little bit harder. But tell me what you think is happening as, like, you do put the fear of some god into him.
Give back the coin. And you will take us into the city.
He just like drops the gold onto the shoreline. Stares at you really hard and
I crack my knuckles.
I'll pick up the coin.
definitely. But yeah, he just stares at you really hard. Look, I might be not the strongest of them, but if you think this is gonna get you everywhere, girl, know that there's people in the village that won't take us kindly. If they find out what you're here for, you might be joining the treasure.
You have made many assumptions about us.
I am
And I
not
don't think you've
here
made
for
enough about
treasure.
me. But he just kind of like turns and like you see him like walking away, and he's like dragging his right leg a little bit as he's like pulling this bag, not waiting to see who of you follows him, but if you really want him to show you the rest, like to the village, this is your chance.
I will take the coin I just picked up and just hand it out to Isolde.
This is taking too long. I'll pick up the back of the bag of seaweed so he can walk faster.
We're not dragging this.
I mean, it still takes a little while because he is older. He has some sort of injury, like old injury to his leg, but helping with that does get you there a little bit faster. And before you see like the center of this village of Lowbank, you hear it. It is this like soft, almost hymnal, like singing as you get closer to like the center. And it just kind of like grows in volume. And it's many, many voices. And it's honestly, I think the only one truly familiar with these kind of songs is Talia. Grew up here, who probably remembers as a much, much younger woman and a child besides helping decorate the sacrifice and the prayers and rituals that go into building this effigy, which as you do end up seeing, mostly because this towers over a few of the houses almost. It is 6-7 feet tall. At first, it just looks like a pile of driftwood kind of built, moving up. But the closer that you get to it, you start to see how it takes form into like this crude skeleton that stands head and shoulders above all of you on this base. The wood is worn soft, and there is like this curvature to this form, especially as like villagers start to lay over pieces of like new trees that have been uprooted. These green saplings are kind of woven around this frame, and like seaweed has already been attached to the skull of this figure and is like long and draping, probably like carefully sewn together to just reveal this just locks of hair. And you watch as like children are like weaving in flowers and vines and little bits of seashell into this, as others are like weaving in ribbons for clothing. And it seems like everyone in this village is participating in some shape or form. And everything's moving in a dance, almost a very practiced, well-versed dance. And I don't know how unsettling this feels to the five of you, but there is a uncanny effect of like when things just move a little too smoothly. Like some people should be like stumbling in the dirt or putting like the thing in like the wrong place, or someone like stumbles over a word or interrupts the prayer with like a hiccup. But none of that seems to happen.
Is that new to Talia?
No.
Oh, okay. So
Like,
this is how it's always been.
This is normal to you.
Okay. If anybody recognizes Talia, they will just stare right back until the other person turns away.
I think Zelia flags down a child and hands a little pouch full of sea glass and shells to contribute to the effigy.
Oh, are you actively like telling them this is for in that case, this like small girl, like blonde, long wavy hair, like a little gap tooth in her smile, like looks up at you with like these really big, like brown green eyes and like grabs your hand and pulls you forward into this ritual and begins to like in like a very small little voice, like underneath like all the hum of all this, like is narrating where you need to press stuff. Yes, the sea glass goes up here, and it's
Well,
just
I am no expert. How about I pick you up and you apply it? Because Zelia won't put it on herself, but she'll help the little girl put it together.
definitely. If is anyone else kind of like moving into this almost song and dance of a scene?
Yes. Isolde would definitely be trying to blend in as much as she could.
Talia is just standing stock still while children run around them. Just not even looking at them, just like staring into space or out to sea, just staring out at the ocean.
Kiva, Farah.
I'm thinking.
Looking over to Farah. Does this seem like something your kind would do?
I think, yeah, absolutely. It's something of a celebration, and there's always celebrations and things to celebrate. So I think that
Does it
this is
generate
perfectly
power?
normal. More like attention.
I'll try to fade back into whatever shade or shadow there is and just observe.
I am blending in, but observing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the two of you, along with Talia, do get some odd stares every once in a while as there's like a break in movement, like expecting you to join in some way or fashion. Especially as this gets a little longer in the day, if the five of you are really just kind of participating in this, like even superficially, you can like watch as this like effigy is like slowly put together, and like as the base and like the bottom half are kind of constructed, you watch as like in turn these villagers just kind of like will approach with something like probably the most valuable thing they would possess. Like some, it is like a meager handful of gold coins, more often silver or even bronze, um, like pennies and nickels of this new world currency, like animal hides and what little jewelry they might have. It's all kind of they kneel down in front of this effigy and offer it and place it inside of the driftwood skeleton as it is slowly covered up. And you said, Isolda, that you were kind of joining in.
Yes. I sh- she's doing this to not draw attention to herself, so she's probably not doing a very good job of following, but she is going to try.
I would say
And
at some point.
yes, I was to say, and one thing that she provides is a gold the coin that she tried to offer that guy, and she does place it there.
Because before you like get up to like after placing it, you just hear someone, now what is it that you ask in return? you're not even sure whose voice it is, but everyone that is leaving an offering, you can like hear over them like the gentle murmuring of prayers and requests to the Queen of Tides. So what do you ask for, Zilda?
Isolde asks for Holly wants to say safe travels, but Isolde is like power beyond anything she's known. And that's when she whispers it very quietly. And it's probably, my guess is this is probably not a normal request that is given.
It might be. You don't know.
That's why she's like,
really
well,
puts it out loud.
And that's what Isolde would say. She would say, power beyond measure. Almost as if it was an actual prayer.
And down on your knees, Isolde, as you look up at this effigy, what feature in it makes you feel a little uneasy?
So, am I to understand this correctly? That this effigy is in the shape and looks like a maiden, correct?
Yes.
So, Isolde is not a big fan of the water, but for her, I would have to say it would be the fact that somehow the eyes of whether it's a gem or whether it is gold or whether it's, whatever it looks like, it almost feels too real. That when she looks at this, these eyes almost feel like they're peering into her soul, but she knows that can't be because this is man-made.
A little uncanny. One of these eyes, there are mismatch. One is a shining pearl, and the other is a slightly rough cut sapphire. Something about the way they gleam against you almost makes it look like something is staring down at you. Whether that means that you have been judged or heard, that's for your decision. But each of you in turn are either led up to make an offering of your own, or there's no forcing, but it is a slow build of pressure to join in this way. So there is an increasing expectation as well.
At the very last, second, Talia will turn from the ocean and move for the very first time throughout all of this. They have been standing stock still in the center of everything for a while, and will approach the effigy and take out of their pocket a very, very shiny seashell, and put it up onto the effigy, and then just bow their head, just say life, and then looks up at the maiden.
I think after seeing my sister walk up and observing people, I'll pull a pelt from my bag, and just as far as I can without breaking any or disturbing anything, I'll try to shove it into the torso. Unless I'm masked, I'm not asking for anything.
You're always encouraged to ask.
If I feel I should ask for something, then I say, yeah, sure. But I'll get away from it as soon as I can do so without causing ruckus.
Okay.
Farah, are
Mhm.
you leaving an offering?
Yeah, so I will leave one of my bracelets. I'm sure she has like 15. They're very obnoxious. And at the same time, Alice, I would like to use one of my skills to create an illusion. I would like, if it succeeds, to when Zelia, when Zelia is working with the child to assist in building the effigy, I would like to make an illusion that they do something disrespectful to the statue.
Okay. So, what do we think could go wrong with this, guys?
That
Oh, man.
Zelia catches her.
That Talia catches her.
That the people catch her.
That literally anyone sees this.
Different degrees.
Right?
Now, Farah, is this something that you are skilled at?
Mm-hmm.
So you can grab one light die.
Okie dokie.
And would you like to hear a devil's bargain?
Yeah. I always love a devil's bargain. I will say yes to anything all the time.
Right. Yes, and
You don't have to accept it, but to hear it,
Yeah.
I think casting the small magic in the land of a foreign god will short it out later when you need it the most.
No, I don't want that.
That's fine. Would anyone else like to suggest one?
Yes.
Okay.
Zelia would like to suggest that you do it to Isolde instead. In exchange for a favor.
So I get a favor from you if I do it to Zold?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it to Zold.
okay, great.
Hope that I don't catch you.
Fine.
This
And-
means that even if it doesn't go off, you will owe a favor. Or even if it... Because that's the devil's bargains, is that even if you don't succeed,
Then Cass's character still owes me a favor.
It's a
Okay.
win-win.
Yeah, this is win. I was gonna do it to both of you, but
Oh,
Alice
if
wouldn't let me.
if it's Cass's character that owes you a favor, I don't think that necessarily fulfills a devil's bargain.
Oh, but it's me. Trust me, I'll make her.
I don't know
pay.
what that means.
The devil's bargains are supposed to be immediate consequences
Ah.
because you are
Oh.
getting a dice to add to your pill.
How about this then? The devil's bargain is do it to Isolde because you get the feeling that if you fuck with Zelia right now, that whatever you do will come back on you tenfold.
But it has to be right now.
Yeah.
So I think what more might be like a closer devil's bargain
Is it happens to you
Is-
instead?
that when you cast it at Zelia, it bounces back to both you and Isolde.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
So if I
Or
cast
you
it
can-
on
Yeah, if you try to
Cast it on
cast
me.
it on Zelia,
Okay.
It will go to Isolde, but it'll also bounce back to you.
If I fail?
No. If you succeed, you can get an extra light dice, but it will, instead of Zelia, it'll hit Isolde, and it will also hit you. As in, the villagers will also see you doing something disrespectful to this effigy.
No. No. Just cast it is. All right. So how many light die do I have?
You have 1. And would you like to take a dark die if you are I would say this would be risking your body or your mind, because this is magic.
Okay.
You can add a dark dice.
If Talia sees you, it is definitely a risk to your body.
Yeah.
If Zelia catches you, it is a risk to your body and your mind.
Yeah. So I think you can take 1 dark dice, which would give you 2.
Okay.
But you also take a ruin when you do it.
No, only if
No.
You hit a number.
That's
Also,
right.
it's not a
in just a
ritual.
second.
That's true.
No. There
Oh,
you can
no?
still take
Okay.
ruin from this.
Okay.
Good.
Wait, what's a success?
A 6.
6.
Oh, I didn't have any 6s there. I had a 5 though. Wait, I can use a hero point. I can use a hero
You
point. to
can
add
use a
light
hero
dice?
point. You can
point.
add a light die and
Hold
re-roll.
up. How many can I add at one time?
You know what? You guys can add as many hero points as you want.
Oh, let's fucking okay. So we have
Don't burn
15
all of
we
them.
have-
Not a good sign.
Okay, what? I'm gonna do all of it. No, I'm gonna burn
Right
3
now.
hero points. 3 hero points because we have 15, y'all. It's fine. I'm gonna burn 3 hero points. I'm gonna re-roll it and add 3 light dice.
I gave myself 5 hero points, okay? Those 5 are mine.
Okay, so we have 10 hero points.
My hero
have
points.
10, so now we have 7. Oh shit! I need to make a spot for just Nikki.
Just
Nikki. Okay, so
Nikki,
that
that
means
was
only.
incredibly fucking smart.
So we have 10 hero points. Okay. And now I just used 3.
Yeah, so you can add 3 light dice for 4 light die and 1 dark die, and then you can re-roll all of those.
Okay.
I did not ask for this.
Yes, you did.
Baby hugs.
So
Okay,
sweet.
that is
Okay.
1 6. Oh no! That
Yeah,
6 is the dark dice.
Well, here's the fun thing. You add a ruin if your dark die is over your current ruin.
Oh, I love this.
So how many ruin do you have starting this game, Elsie?
4.
Whoa.
So you get to add 1 ruin.
Yay.
Because I think as you make this happen, you feel just like this icy cold water feeling like settle down your spine, and you know something has seen this happen. So first, why don't you tell me exactly what is being made to appear that Zelia is doing?
So there's offerings all along like the base and stuff, right? That are just like out in the open, kind of like the coin that is all.
They're mostly being tucked into this, but yes.
Left. Oh, so well, yeah. So it's like it makes it look like even though Zelia was not touching the statue and purposely only having the child put the shells on and stuff, it looks like they also put a shell on, but instead of like removing their hand with once the shell is there, stuck their hand into the effigy and pulled out thing like a coin.
And I think you know that this has been seen, but there's no like outward accusation of it at the moment. But also, Feyre, the fun thing when you mark ruin, you also mark a condition.
Okay.
I would like for you to roll a d6.
Now I roll a 6. Now I roll a 6 on a light dice, so fuck me, I guess. Where do I mark conditions on this thing?
You just have to keep track of them.
Yeah, unfortunately, the little character tracker that I grabbed did not have a spot for conditions like it does on the PDF.
Mm-hmm.
But Farah, as you like cast this magic and you feel that like ice cold water like trickling down your spine, it also feels like your head has been just submerged in water. Nothing is wet, but just everything sounds so muted. Like you like that someone if they were trying to speak to you underwater, except everything now.
Okay. I'm just
I have
right
a question.
underwater.
Can I? Well, who dunked her head? Was it the Green Tide or was it my goddess?
I don't think you know right now.
Okay, but I don't know that any magic was cast my way.
No, you don't realize that this has even happened, but you do notice like some people are giving you very sharp stares, and the small child you were assisting is now giving you a very wide berth.
So we didn't realize that it was I still don't know everybody's
Farah.
name.
You did not notice that Farah
Okay.
has cast anything. You do see though that I'm constantly having to go through character names. Zelia has taken something from the effigy.
Can I react to that? How does that work?
Definitely. What are you doing?
I am just going to step extremely close into Zelia's personal space and then put my very heavy hand on their shoulder and squeeze until it hurts. Do not mess with the effigy.
I don't think that's even a roll.
I've done nothing.
Then I will release her and step back away and then focus back on the ocean.
And,
Will that clue me into something has happened though?
I don't know, does it?
I think because I think she knows, but the fact that there are multiple people giving her the stink eye, I think she would turn and look at Farah and Isolde and try and figure out which one of them did something.
Yeah, if you want to figure that out, you can definitely make me a risk roll.
Yeah, because her background,
you're gonna fail and you're gonna think it's me.
Well, her background as a quote heretical inquisitor is secrets, and so I think figuring out who has the secret is,
well, that'll definitely get you a light die for being skilled.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
Yep.
Oop.
Now, would you like to hear a devil's bargain, though?
Yes, please.
I think in the act of Farah casting this, the devil's bargain is that there is something in your pockets that wasn't there before.
So good.
Worth it. Let's go.
Okay. So I'd let you take the light die. And do you feel like this might be risking your mind or body making this roll? So you can take a dark die. And now you're going to roll.
I feel like Cass is shooting to be the first person who dies.
Yeah.
You're all shooting to be the first person to die.
I'm gonna be real. I was trying to be the first person to die.
Like,
So-
you gave yourself 4.
So, what do double sixes get me?
It depends.
One of the
Oh,
If it's
damn.
on your dart, if it's one on your dart die, I imagine that is much higher than what your current ruin is at.
Yeah, it just bumps me up to 5. We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So again, if your dart die is always higher than your starting ruin, you are going to get an extra number of ruin. And I do want you to go ahead and make a d6 roll for me as well, so we can figure out what condition you have.
Roll the clear dice into the shadow. What do I get? 2.
Wait.
Sure. I think this would even make sense. As you are kind of examining the people that have come with you one by one, Zelia. You also kind of like catch eye of the ocean, like out of the corner. And the thought of being away from the water, away from like the safety of your goddess and the magic, it just makes you feel anxious. That like spider kind of crawl up your body, unsettling feeling. And the longer you're away from water, like out of it, that it just kind of keeps building a little bit in your spine. Really anxious anytime you're out of the water, even at the thought of it. But the good thing is, I think you can at least, however you would make this deduction, know that it comes back from whatever happened. Feyre's the one who did it.
I think clocking everybody's eyes as Talia steps away, she will reach out and grab Talia by the wrist. If you're looking for someone who is taking things, look at our little fairy.
Talia stares down at your hand and then stares back up at you and just holds your eyes until you let go. And then turns around and grabs Feyre by the neck.
Oh.
Just scoot over by my sister. If I had popcorn in this time, that's what I'd be doing.
And whatever is in my pocket, I will take it out and toss it at Feyre.
But it came out of your pocket.
Yes, and I will say, and I will very loudly proclaim, leave your tricks for the forest.
Whether you choose to believe it or not, Talia, you do see Zelia like take a small gem from her pocket that you definitely saw another member of the village place inside of the effigy.
I will still lift Feyre up by her neck so she is eye to eye with me and just say, do not fuck with the effigy, and then drop her and then turn around and can I punch Zelia in the face?
I think this is where we would make a contest roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Nikki, as the player, kind of making this, I need both you and Cass to determine exactly what is at stake. I think it's being punched and being not punched, but if you guys
can I assist? I would already like to assist Talia.
You can only help out on a risk roll.
Oh, I can't help on a contest roll?
Nope, because there is a very specific thing contest rolls do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you guys need to determine exactly what's at stake.
I think... No, go.
Absolutely, what's at stake is Zelia's face.
I think what's at stake is Talia's pride. Because I am a champion and ferocity is one of my skills.
Ooh.
Yeah, so first, take one light die if this contest is something that you are skilled at.
Does this count as intimidation?
I feel like it could be.
Okay, yep. I am intimidating you with my fist.
And I take 5 more dice for
yeah, you each take 1 light die for each mark of ruin that you currently have. So Zelia would get 5. How many does Talia get?
2.
I think this is dangerous, so you guys can each take 1 dark dice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now you get to choose. You can take as many additional dark die as you would like.
And the dark die cross off.
You don't have to cross off anything yet.
Okay.
You just take as many dark die as you would like to risk.
What is the disadvantage of taking the dark die?
So part of contest, if you roll any ones on your dark die, you will take one mark of ruin for every one.
Okay.
Hey, LC, mark me off for 2 hero points. I'm taking 2 more dice.
Okay, I'm doing the same.
Are you using your own?
I'm using my own.
Are you taking from the community pool, Nikki?
I'm taking from the community pool because I have to. Nikki has 5 whole dice.
But Nikki can also choose.
I will take 1 from the community pool and 1 from my own.
See, this is exactly where Trophy Dark gets messy, because you guys can do this to each other.
All right, I'm
So
rolling.
you guys are just going to roll this handful now and let me know how many 6s you have.
I have 3.
I have
3
4.
6s? Which means that Zelia would win the contest. Are there any ones, though, on your dark die?
No, I rolled a 2 on my dark die.
Nope.
Then you are safe from ruin.
That's good, because it would have been bad.
Why don't you, Zelia, as the winner for this contest, narrate what happens as Talia goes in to punch you?
I think Talia goes in to punch, and Zelia is very, like, tall and willowy, but they're of a height. And I think Talia goes in to punch, and Zelia just does, like, the catch the fist thing. And just... Talia, I would never disrespect an effigy. It is not my nature to play tricks.
Trying to decide if I believe you or not.
Zelia has never told a lie.
I guess, and we have traveled together for a while, so I know you are pretty serious about religion. So Talia will just stare into your eyes unnervingly and then drop their fist and turn around and stare back out at the sea.
You're staring at me and I think you like me, Talia.
You see, like, the smallest smirk at the corner of their mouth.
I'd say at this point it's getting pretty late into the evening, and 5 of you are kind of ushered probably into an inn. General warnings to, don't leave the village, don't go out alone or without a light. And of course, given just a very bare but hearty meal before, you were kind of just left for the evening. And dawn comes pretty quick. And it's almost surprising this far to the north in this area that it is almost sunny at dawn. It is bright. And does anyone tend to wake before dawn?
Talia.
Take Kiva, probably.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Then Talia, Kiva, before dawn, there is noise still outside. Like, everyone in this village seems to be in preparation. You notice several strong individuals kind of carry the effigy to the boat they put it on. And then the almost parade of boats that follow. Your party is able to definitely join in either on one of these boats with other people or kind of getting a boat to yourselves. But like at dawn, the noise kind of like builds up to like the celebratory, jovial atmosphere. Like you walk out and everyone, it's just like bright colors on this like beautiful spring day, and everyone's kind of like just dressed in their best finery and decorated like both themselves and their boat with like fresh flowers and ribbons and like jingling bells. And it looks like a parade almost, like in the water, as everyone just kind of like makes their way to the boat.
I think seeing this, I would sigh heavily, and I'd go back in. And we're assuming everybody's waking up. If they're not, then they're gonna wake up. So I shake Farah.
Wake up or leave.
We need of your frills and ribbons and things if we're going to blend in. I put ribbons in our hair, whatever.
Do you let people borrow these things,
Yeah.
Sarah? Elsie?
What? I only heard half of that. What?
We want to borrow your ribbons
Mm.
and your things.
Fancy things.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we look fancy too?
You can have one fancy thing each. But I want it back.
Talia is not taking any fancy things.
Yeah, I think
And you can look
Zelia.
unfancy. You can look unfancy too.
Zelia has her own fancy things.
Yes.
Bye, Miri.
If we want.
Elsie says bye. They're all saying bye.
Say fuck,
Bye.
fuck you, Miri. Goodbye.
Elsie says
Bye.
fuck you as well.
Okay, yeah.
You take your leftover pizza.
Oh, no, leave the pizza.
I had a whole pizza. Miri does not need to take.
now.
Miri doesn't need to eat. That's not true.
I have my own pizza. Miri has a
Send
4-hour
me-
drive.
Send me the pizza in the mail.
Yeah,
With the
we'll
pub
email
sub.
a mushroom.
I miss it. All right, and yeah, so you guys can have 2 fancy things because the other 2 don't want the fancy things.
Talia is still outside, like
I
at
don't
the
think
edge
so.
of the ocean.
Yeah, I think Zelia is also already at the beach. Like,
Yeah. For the most part, the villagers are mostly welcoming of you. Some more than others.
Is that old man here?
Are you like specifically looking for him?
I am,
Okay.
yes.
Old
Like,
Greg.
yeah, he's-
I mean, old
he's-
Clay.
He's in, like, everyone in the village is here. Like,
Okay,
he's
great.
probably in his own boat with like a few other people. That's maybe a little less decorated, but
I would like to try to be on his boat and force everyone to go there as well.
I mean, are you
If
guys
there's
going-
room. If there's room.
It would be a tight fit. Like, if you all wanted to force yourself on there, I don't necessarily think there's anything he could outwardly say no to, but it won't be the like most comfortable fit.
Would also probably try to slide him a coin.
I think sliding the coin is the only way that he would accept your presence there.
Yeah, there's force, and then there's like coerced force.
But so you would all try and end up on this one boat, or
Yeah. I'm making everybody do it. Like I'm like like I love that Talia and every time Zelia are like doing their thing, but I see that this is happening, and I'm like, oh no, we're going here. There's a rapport, not a good one, but there is one. So
Talia is here because they do not trust anybody, especially any of you.
Yeah. So, question though: would everyone get on the boat, or do we need to make a contest roll?
No, I got on the boat.
I get on the boat.
I'm pushing you if you're not. Like,
Yeah, no, that's what a contest roll is for. It's for more than just fighting. It is for anything that there might be like a group disagreement on.
got it.
So,
All right,
yeah.
thanks for complying, guys.
So as the five of you get on this boat and the procession starts, it's slow moving like any self-propelled boat has to be. There's no motors in this time yet for small boats such as these. Nothing capable of being powered by coal and steam, which is still the primary way anything gets done out here in the near wilderness. But the effigy is kind of at the forefront of things, and you watch as it slowly ducks and rises with the waves, but nothing falls from it. It has been carefully and securely draped in seaweed and leaves and branches and vines, and it's I don't know if there's another word for it but gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is hand fashioned and shining in the sun with jewels and treasure peeking out of it. Even the birds don't seem to dive onto it. So I will say anyone watching the ocean carefully will notice that a pelican gets just too low to the waves, and between one wave and the next, it's gone, and you think you see something diving back in to the water.
Okay.
You all hear a very low humming noise coming from Talia, and you can recognize it's the chanting song from last night, the prayers.
I'd say Talia might be one of the first people that start off with it, but that does build though within the people. That song just again starts to rise and crescendo until it is just kind of all encompassing, even though for Feyre it is muted still. It is still that is what you are hearing almost over the wind and the waves, is just this hymnal spiritual song. And an island out in the distance starts to grow closer. You can barely start to make the shore and foliage and maybe some rocks, possibly larger. But as it grows closer to this island, all of the boats begin to stop, and it is almost like a half circle around the effigy. As Talia, if you had remained part of the village, you would have been one of these people. But several very strong individuals, probably the ones that had helped carry the effigy earlier, move to the boat that's carrying it and begin, as the music almost grows deafening, the words no longer something you can make out. It is just an almost hum, just of song, as this effigy starts to grow over the boat and starts to slowly sink. It doesn't just drop like you think something that must be this heavy does. It slowly submerges itself. And is this something that everyone is watching, or is anyone looking away, focusing on other things?
I want to do something.
Well, first though, who is watching this and who is?
I was watching it.
Talia has not taken their eyes off of what's happening.
Zelia's watching Farah.
I'm glancing, but I'm looking around.
I'm absolutely doing the same. Like, I am paying attention, but I am looking around, kind of looking at everyone else as well and what they're doing.
So the
I'm
people
looking
that
at
are
the boats and the landscape. I'm not looking at
Talia
folks.
and Farah, as if you are looking directly at this figure as it kind of slowly sinks, I want you to make a ruin roll for me. A ruin roll.
Oh, yay.
You guys are going to be rolling against, like, it's going to be just a dart die. You're going to be rolling it against your current ruin.
It needs to be lower, right? Than my current ruin?
Nope, if you roll higher. But so you want it to be lower, yes.
Yeah. Okay, mine's lower.
What do you mean by lower? So I have
What ruin are you at right now?
5,
2.
so
It needs to be a 1 or 2.
Okay.
Did you roll above that?
Yes.
So you're gonna go ahead and mark a ruin for me.
Cool.
Because this is one of, like, you mark ruin when stuff affects you, a little bit like Call of Cthulhu does sometimes, where you take some stuff away.
Sanity loss.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
this is a little bit like sanity loss. So Feyre and Talia, as you watch this figure sink, it feels like you knew it was just driftwood and like nature, bark from trees, from vines, reclaimed shells and jewels. But as you look at its face before it like glows under, it looks human. Like everything just softens a little bit, and like it sinks, like the eyes sink in further into its face, and it almost looks like the water is just beating down tears, and eyes wide and scared as this just slowly sinks into the waves. And Talia, the condition I would like you to mark and keep track of is you, like, I'm not sure if you're one of those people that kind of like rub nervously at your arm or anything like that, but you'll notice like it feels like something is building under your skin and like starting to like poke out like as you like rub at your skin, and it feels, I don't know if you've ever seen like a barnacle, like what they actually look like, but it feels like that rough edge is starting to like poke out. And I think over time you might notice more of those start to like grow on your skin and like build out. But the other 3, you don't notice this, like at least like a human looking moment. Just wood and leaves and everything else made into this effigy as it sinks under.
I can do my thing
okay.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What thing were you trying to do?
Okay, so all the music is very loud and distracting, right?
Well, no, it's to you, it's muted.
Well, to me, but everybody else.
You're not sure if everyone else is experiencing this. Did you talk
True.
about it? Or
No, but would you, okay, visually, can I see that Talia is a little bit distracted by the effigy?
yes.
Okay, great. And I was paying attention when I saw the pelican get maybe zooted into the water. So I would like to go, especially if I notice the things coming off of Talia, since I didn't get affected so much. I would like to go and move beside Talia and lightly touch their arm and say, "That's so curious. You've been touched by the goddess." And I would like to do the ritual blink.
I would like
want
to do
to
a reduction roll when she goes to do this.
because I want to see, and the point that I'm looking at is the point in the waves, or the area at least, where I saw the pelican go down. I want to, if it succeeds, a creature you touch teleports to a spot you can see, and I want to see if it'll do it with a person.
And I'm going to try and stop it with a reduction roll because my ruin is at 5.
Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to do the ruin reduction roll first, but Farah, I need you to tell me how this ritual, like what you're doing. Because rituals, they tend to be something that doesn't just happen automatically. It's usually like some sort of component or like phrasing, or so like you have to like do specific hand movements or something like that.
I think that before that she touched her, while I was paying attention to the effigy, that I think that idea and that I don't want to, I guess you could call it a scheme, maybe. This little fun little idea was brewing. She was already like kind of like fiddling maybe with one of the rings or bracelets, muttering to herself some kind of incantation very softly. And I think the phrasing with, "Oh, you were touched by the goddess, that's so curious," followed by a, "Wouldn't you like to get a closer look?" And it's the closer look is like the key trigger of the ritual of what, like putting someone closer to something to be viewed.
Okay. So what does it look like when you try and reduce like your harm? What are you doing to interrupt this?
Well, I think Zelia has been sticking fairly close to Talia and is probably sitting behind her in the boat. And because Zelia has this anxiety of not being in the water, I think she's had her hand trailing off the side of the boat. And when she starts to realize this incantation is happening, she just like brings her hand up, scooped, and splashes Feyre in the face with a little water right as it goes.
Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead and roll a light die for me.
Okay, that was so close.
Is that a 4 or less?
It's a 4, exactly.
So Feyre, you don't...
And it's on a Miri dice.
Yay. Fortunately, Miri has just left, but...
I know.
That's probably why it worked.
Yeah. Honestly.
I think this kind of ties into things perfectly. Because Feyre, your ritual doesn't work because you are suddenly hit by like a splash of water and you can't tell exactly where it came from. I don't think that necessarily matters though. Because like it's only a few moments after the last of the maiden has descended above below the waves that the water just starts to slowly roll and almost boil and churn around like all of these boats. And you can see like right where the figure went under, the water just starts to slowly turn and it like dips down under like the waves being pulled in as like a whirlpool starts to like make its way, and it just grows bigger as all of these boats just start rocking and they are knocking against each other, and you can watch like everyone just kind of like lowers themselves into these boats screaming, like yelling. There is probably crying, and wood just is hitting against wood.
Can I did I notice that she tried to do something to me?
I don't think you did, just because it was interrupted.
Okay.
Like
she did touch you.
Yeah, like she did touch you, But also at the same time, all of this is starting to happen.
Okay.
And the boat that you're on starts to like, as it like hits, starts to like, all of these boats are hitting each other and then like moving off in different directions. And some of these you can like get closer to the island in some shape. But how do you survive this sudden like wrath of the ocean? Are you like trying to hang on to the ship? Are you tossing yourself overboard to try and make your way to the island and shore?
Can I do another ritual?
What ritual are you trying to do?
I would like, if I was knocked, let's say I was knocked by the waves in the crashing of the boats and whatnot to the solid surface of the boat floor, I would like to do oh my god, what is it called? 1 second, I gotta find my sheet. It's called, where'd it go? I was on the wrong sheet. Door. It's called door. Draw a door on a solid barrier to create a portal through it.
Great. What solid barrier are you trying to use?
The floor of the boat.
The one that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Good.
deck?
One that's currently being
Or
knocked
the
around.
Base.
Great.
Where's the door gonna open to, Elsie?
And idiot.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe not. I don't care. I'm not trying to survive. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here for a good time, not a long
Yeah,
time.
not a long time.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to use this ritual, are you skilled or talented?
I am skilled and talented in casting rituals,
Okay.
and also the elements. So I would argue that I could have another dice of
Nope,
breathing.
you only get one dice, regardless of how many skills or talents you have.
What? All right, one dice.
Can't be too powerful, Elsie.
Would you?
I
Anyone like
would
to
love to be
make
too
a
powerful, though,
devil's
Hallie.
bargain for Elsie?
Yeah, what you got for me, guys?
Can I do another reduction roll?
No, because you're under 5 now, bitch.
But it says you can keep time.
You can
continue doing it even when your ruin drops below 5. So I can keep fucking.
Only you have to be at 5, and
Yep.
you can go down to your lowest starting number. You can keep going until you hit your starting number. So if Cass didn't start with 3 rituals, if you started with 3 rituals, you're stuck at 4.
I can't fuck with you right now.
Fuck you, Cass. You can't do it too powerful.
This is why when you take too many rituals, you risk throwing yourself out very early.
But
That's what I'm
you say too many, and I don't know. It sounds
fine.
fun.
Yeah,
It
that's
does
what,
sound
me
fun.
too, Cass. It sounded fun, and it is fun.
Okay.
It is.
All right, who's got a double
So-
bargain for me?
So you're trying to put Cass is in the water, and then we're gonna use the boat to do what again?
No, I'm just trying to get out with a portal. I don't care about you guys.
Yeah,
If
I
we
don't think
make a door,
necessarily.
Can we go through it?
Yeah,
Mm.
the
It doesn't
devil's
specify.
the devil's
Is Pharaoh
bargain,
only holding it open long enough for herself? Is I guess the question.
Mm,
I will hear the devil's bargain, and depending on what I hear, decide whether or not I hold it open for you guys. Make it good.
well,
Okay, a devil's bargain is not supposed to be good because the bargain is you get an extra light die.
Right, but like
make it good.
make the devil's bargain like a good one, because if maybe then I'll hold it open for more than one person.
I feel like that's the opposite of what this game is.
Okay, then no, I'm not holding it open for any of you guys.
As I think the devil's bargain is that in order to be able to kind of focus on this long enough, you have to get rid of your jewelry. All of your bracelets.
See, and I was
Fair.
like gonna go worse, and I was gonna say you like sacrifice a hand. I don't know if you've ever seen the Legend of Avaros, but when she goes into the water, she loses a leg.
Wait, who?
It's the Legend of Avaros, I think is what it's called. My
Wait,
brain
is it the
not
new
working.
Dragon Prince?
Yes.
No, I haven't
Yes.
seen it yet. Shut up, Holly. It's Erebos.
I didn't-
First of all, it's
It is
Erebos because I
Erebos.
love that boy. He's my
And-
boyfriend,
Guys,
and I
let's
based
focus.
Apophis off of him. Everybody jot that down. Apophis is based off of Erebos. So
But I would say,
yeah, no, keep going, Holly.
I would say it's not. I promise it's not a spoiler. But I would say we lose a limb.
No, I'm gonna
And
take
my-
Alice's though.
Yeah, because my devil's
Because
bargain was going to be you need the help of another sea goddess for this one not to catch you, and therefore meaning I alert her to what you're doing.
No, I take Alice's. I'll lose my bracelets.
You have to like give up all of the jewelry that you have on you.
Fine.
Take it.
Okay. And let's see, with something like this, it is inherently dangerous, so you're going to take a dark die.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have some villain points to use up, you're also going to take a dark die.
Okay, so how many dark? That's 2 light and 2 dark.
Yep.
Come on, Alice.
7,000.
All right. Wait,
No,
let me
because this is
see.
I think this might go really wrong for Elsie anyways.
I want to take 2 more hero.
One
points
can
then.
hope.
How many hero points are we at?
None at this point, almost.
The 4.
-1. Mm.
And you said you're using a villain point?
I'm using 2 villain point.
2.
Well, no, 1
okay.
villain point, yeah, right now.
Oh wait, 1. Shit. Okay.
One.
Okay. Is that the only one you've spent this game?
Yep.
Okay, so 2
I
dark.
still have an hour.
2 dark die. You have an hour and a half. 2 dark die and 3 light die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got it. You're gonna be fine.
That is a 6 on the light die and a 1 on the dark die, so that's lower than my ruin.
What about the other dark die?
A 4, also lower than my ruin.
Okay.
Haha.
No,
Disappointment.
That's just not okay. Because it's still not great. You managed to get this ritual off.
Okay.
You still lose
But-
all of your jewelry.
All of your jewelry is gone. And Feyre, you're the only one transported by this, right?
Yeah.
So the other 4 of you, as this little boat is rocking and shaking violently, and a few planks of wood have probably been lost in it, you watch Feyre do something and just disappear.
What a bitch.
Can I? Oh, I didn't think of this until right now. What? Just before she disappears, can I do a ritual?
I mean, you can always do a ritual. What are you trying to do? Which ritual?
Sever. I want to pluck the eye out of that's not tattooed and put it, tuck it somewhere where I will be able to see where she goes.
It's not fair.
It's the One Piece coded. Let's go.
It's not, I already did this. That's not fair to go back and do that if I succeeded. Like, what if I had failed? Like, then
I
you would.
wasn't sure
if I had failed,
operations.
well, if I had failed, then you would get a consequence too for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't fail.
and I
so
would
that's
take it.
Not, that's not fair.
I didn't.
Elsie,
think
what about
about
this
it
game
till
is supposed to be
now.
fair?
Okay,
Okay,
you know
so
what?
what-
If
what
Cass
are-
does his ritual, I'm gonna cancel the ritual. I have I have 5 fucking ruins, so let's go.
Okay.
So you want
I
to
forgot.
cancel the ritual?
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to use a villain point to say no.
What the fuck? I want to use a hero point to say yes. I don't know.
That doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work
Me
like
and-
that.
Me and Kiva are just like vibing. We're like, this is
It's
happening.
true,
All
it's
right.
true. Let me destroy myself.
I
Okay,
am
so
Elsie.
What do I have to roll? I have to roll just one light
if
dice.
it's a ritual, a
Uh-huh.
ritual always includes a dark die.
Always includes a dark.
Yes.
Okay.
I hope
So
you
just
fucking
one
fail.
light, one dark.
If you would like to hear a devil's bargain,
Yeah, let's go.
I think if you managed, wherever you put this eye on Feyre, it will get lost when she lands.
But I will at least see where she lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
And you'll be one-eyed.
One-eyed Zelia is what they call me. in
And
college.
1 dark die. Yeah. So 2 and 1.
It doesn't work. I rolled a 4.
Okay, but here's this other thing. If you would like to risk your body or your mind, you can add another dark die and reroll.
It is a risk to your body.
Reroll the whole thing.
Yeah, this is why I had to add like the hero point kind of thing, because you can always reroll a failure. You just have to add another dark die to it.
Okay, so I got double sixes. One light, one dark.
So that's gonna bump you back up to 5 ruins.
Fine, let's fucking go.
And why don't you roll for your new condition?
Okay. Again, on that same dice.
Stop it. Use different dice.
Okay, do you want me to go with a different one?
Did you fail?
It's still
No,
she did on the reroll.
She just also got a ruin.
Yeah. You have an eyeball on you, bestie.
More, I
But
landed.
it is lost for a moment.
Yeah, now it's lost.
Then it is gone to the shore.
I can still control it and see where it is. So
yeah,
pluck. No, this eye, pluck.
Zelia, you like notice like this stiff feeling in your hands though, as like you do this and you manage to like get it like just in time for Feyre to disappear. And you notice like when you look down, there's like webbing now between your fingers, and you can feel that same like tightness and stiffness in your toes. And it's like how fins can't like bend. So your hands just feel like really stiff now.
Can flip our hands over here.
Zelia does not see this as a problem. Zelia is blessed by the goddess.
But the other 3, how? Actually, no. It should extend to Zelia too. Just missing one eye. How are you like surviving this boat crash? Like, are you trying to hold on to the boat and hope it takes you to safety? Are you just jumping overboard? Are you trying to do what Feyre did?
I have a technical question.
Yes.
About one of my rituals. I'm going to throw this idea out at you and you can say no. So I have the ritual wall. It says create a dense wall of fire, ice, stone, thorns, or water. Could I do a horizontal wall made of seaweed?
Sure, but essentially what you'd be doing is just making another boat for yourself in all of this.
Made what?
You would essentially just be making another boat for yourself in all of this. Just because it's a wall does not mean it can't move.
Yes, but it'll be made out of seaweed. Also,
Yes.
doesn't say how big the wall is.
I would still say it's not like you can't fit everyone in the village or anything. But
I don't need that. I just want to save myself.
That's fine. You can definitely do it, but again, it won't be like it's just a wall and you're sitting there. It will be just a wall of seaweed that is now crashing into like everything else. I just want you to be aware of that.
Okay, so I can't make the wall like a hallway wall and send it to the island? Okay.
You're making a wall. It's just now you have a wall of seaweed, like a full Titanic.
I feel like that still might be better than being in a wooden boat being thrashed around, because the seaweed can move, right? Like,
I mean, the boats are moving too.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to be aware when you are adding like all of this extra risk, what you are just putting yourself into like the same situation.
Okay, that's not doing what I want.
But it might be better than what you're currently doing.
I know what causes whirlpools in this water. I do not want to jump in. So let me think on it. Uh-oh, we lost Elsie.
No, I'm here. I'm just stepping away for a second.
Okay.
What if you make a little ice raft and we just bob the boat on it?
Well, that means I'd be taking you with me, and I don't want that.
That's fair. That is so
No.
fair. You could make a little ice raft for yourself to just.
Okay. I could make a wall of water. Could I make a wall of water on top of the water that I can sit on that is separate from the actual water?
So I am stressing this. You, even if you make whatever wall that you make, it's not like it is rooted to the bottom of the ocean.
I don't want it to be, no.
It's just going to be a wall of something that is now also like a vessel in the rest of this.
Okay.
I just want you, because this is a risk still.
Okay. I will stay in the boat, and I assume there are oars, and I will attempt to try and get us back to shore.
Like anyone that wants to stay in the boat, you will be rolling ruin.
I wanted to do a ritual if I could.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my ritual is beast, so I can take a form halfway between human and animal.
Mhm.
But I also have a skill of transformation. Does that mean that I have better
That just means that you're going to be skilled in your ritual.
Okay.
So you'll get that one die, at least.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can trigger it, have a trigger for it, or if it just happens.
It's rituals. We kind of decide what it should look like. If you think this is something that like biologically happens and your body undergoes a transformation, we decide that. If you think it needs to like be triggered by a specific item or a specific phrase, we decide that.
What I would like to do is kind of prepare to change into a seal. Not entirely, maybe just, flip her feet and hands. But I'd want it to be triggered by the water because I wouldn't be able to move on land that way.
Okay, yeah. So for rolling for this ritual, since you are skilled in it, you can take the one light die. Does anyone have a devil's bargain?
You do this,
do.
but in transforming, you knock your sister into the water.
Oh, that's better than mine. Mine was just gonna be you do this, but if it fails, one of the flippers is permanent and also deformed, and so it doesn't work as well as it would normally.
That's pretty good, though.
There's
Yeah,
shit in the
she's
water
gonna
though that
fall in
could
the
kill
water.
your sister, but so I like yours
Yeah.
more. Fuck your sister, man.
She's gonna fall in the water anyway if the boat goes, so I'm gonna say no. I'm just gonna go for this. I don't want to knock her into the water. So do I just roll one?
You take the devil's bargain. You roll 2. With a ritual, you always include a dark die.
Okay.
So you're gonna
And
roll
since I'm
2 light
skilled in it, does
die.
that mean I get another light one? Okay.
You're gonna have two light dies and 1 dark die.
Okay. And I have 2 hero points.
If you want to use some of the hero points from, you can.
Is a hero point a reroll?
We're using it as you can either add another light die or you can add another reroll if you need to.
I got 6 on the dark.
Well, even a 6 on the dark does pass. It's just if that is over your ruin, which it should be, it means you're also going to take an extra ruin now. And I need you to roll a d6 for me so we can figure out your condition.
Oops. 6.
Great. Kiva, as you like dive under this kind of like half seal, half human, you watch as during this transformation, your sister does get hit and knocked into this churning water towards the whirlpool. Just like a few other villagers have, you can see like the wreckage of one boat slowly like pulled under. A few other boats and even someone like on a plank of wood is like slowly being dragged this way. You manage to avoid this, but like as when you get to shore and everything, it's gonna still feel like you have seawater in your lung, and like you are constantly.
Sorry, go ahead.
The condition you're gonna take is that even on dry land, it feels like you still have seawater in your lungs, and you are almost drowning feeling as you like keep coughing it up.
Okay. And the intent was to possibly be able to help my sister when she fell in. You know something?
No, it's the consequence.
Oh, the consequence is I can't help. Okay.
Is that she falls in. It's hard.
Problems.
Yeah, if you're going for shore, you can go for
bargain.
shore. Oh, you didn't take the devil's bargain?
No.
Okay, then you should have only rolled with one die. I'm sorry. I thought you said that you.
Oh, okay.
In that case, no. It's fine because it's still on that. But Isolde, you're still on the boat, but your sister has transformed and gone under the water.
I was going to try and help you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can any of us like see anything below the water that's causing this whirlpool? Like,
it is dark. It is
okay.
like turning frothy. You know, like when water starts to like get really violent, it's just like that dark blue, green, and sea foam. And you might see shadows, but there is everything in the ocean.
Okay. So if Talia already knows or believes they know what is causing this, then they were trying to look for it. And if we can't see anything...
Okay. I would say that...
Oh,
sorry, go on. I was just going to say, I think with this happening, Isolde would take off one of the pieces of jewelry that aren't hers and throw it into the water to see if that would fade.
Yeah.
Great. It doesn't matter. It's not my jewelry.
But I would like for the 3 remaining in the boat to make that ruin roll for me, as it just gets choppier and choppier, and the little vessel you're in is attempting to break apart. So everyone's going to roll that one that is still in the boat. So not Farah and not Kiva. That one dark die.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting. I'm out of the boat. I jumped. I'm swimming.
Okay. Well, you'll still roll that because you are in an ocean with a whirlpool. But there are 2 people that are currently making their way a little safer to shore.
I'm good.
Okay. Anyone roll?
I rolled a 6 naturally.
I rolled a 2, so I'm fine.
I'm just gonna ruin myself. No one has to do it. I'll just do it.
Let me destroy myself.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll that 1d6 for me.
Sure. Great, a 6. Again, I wish I was lying.
Fine. There's multiple of.
Dang.
But as you hear, like this, everything starting to shatter and break apart, and like the water starting to kind of hit into the boat from these holes is old. You think you can hear like birds above you, like, and then that sharp cawing, squawking. You think you can actually understand what they're saying.
Good.
And the problem being that they're just calling you fool and powerless, and you will die, your bones bleached by the sun and picked apart by crab. And they are just, that is what you hear. You can understand them, but they are mocking you. They are reminding you that you will die alone and forgotten in this sea. And as Kiva and Feyre kind of land safely ashore, and the other three of you are kind of tossed and turned, and it's to a point where your vision is just obscured by waves, and you're not sure if you are pulled under or if you are sitting safe in a boat or what. But we will find that out when we come back from a brief break. And then we will resolve the rest of our game. Stephen?
I really, I'm
Babe
really upset that you
Sapien is
didn't wait.
hot.
Hi guys,
That's
welcome
true.
back to Trophy Dart.
That was the greatest thing to come back.
I'm just really sad that Cass didn't say that their character has fucked a fish person before, like
My
5
character
seconds
has
later.
absolutely fucked a fish person, though. It's part of the job.
Well, when fish
Okay.
people are hot, what else are you supposed to do?
Didn't say they were hot.
Oh, that's on you then. I'm sorry.
Abe Sapien was hot. I love
Abe
him.
So was the guy from fucking Shape of
We
Water.
might just be having this conversation for the
Same
next
actor.
hour,
He
audience.
had a great ass.
Doug Jones, same actor. Mm-hmm.
Doug Jones. Yes, amazing. Hi.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, we are back from break. We have talked about fish people. Who knows if that comes back up again? It might.
Probably.
But
If
before
that's how I
break,
die, Alice, so be it.
I will keep that in mind.
I'll die happy.
You would never be so lucky, Elsie.
Wow. Fuck
But
you.
Not in this
before
game.
before break, our party of 5 treasure hunters made their way to the village of Lowbank in the state of Washington. The year's about 1880 or so, and they have come to the village in the time of the Rites of Greentide, a festival to request protection and abundance of harvest from the Queen of Tides, a, I'm sure, legendary sea goddess from the old world that definitely doesn't exist here on the Olympic Peninsula. That's only for vampires. But maybe the ritual was interrupted. Who knows? Maybe this is just how the ritual goes every year, and Talia is staying mum on that. But the ritual concluded with the effigy being sacrificed along with all the gold and treasures the villagers gave up to the queen.
Question, is this how Talia remembers?
I don't know. Maybe it's happened a few times. Maybe something went really wrong with what was offered. Maybe an offering wasn't given back properly. Who knows?
Who's still in the boat with me?
Well, here's the thing. As everyone kind of gets swept up in this whirlpool, a few of you of your own volition wind up on the shore. The other 3 lost consciousness at some point and are waking up. It's no longer sunny. There are thick black gray clouds forming above your head. The roll of thunder in the distance as you come to Feyre, Kiva. The 2 of you manage to get to shore as this storm kind of gathers. And would the 2 of you seek shelter together?
I think I'd probably be scouring, trying to find the body of my sister. I don't know that I'd be concerned with
if she's alive or not.
No, with the storm.
Find shelter. Yeah. I'm not looking for Kiva's sister. I don't care.
Kiva,
Fuck you.
if you're like scouring the shoreline, you notice like it's pretty rocky. It's not like a sandy beach. I'm not sure if you are familiar with like some of the oceans up in the Pacific.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like that hard rocky soil beach, and some of these stones are pretty sharp. So as you have to kind of watch where you're looking. But you do notice like stuck into some of these stones are like coins. Some like gorgeous pottery that has been broken and smashed. Like a few books. It looks like a ship has wrecked almost, but at the same time, who knows? Maybe this is just what happens to the treasure. It doesn't go to a goddess. It just winds up on shore. Meanwhile, Farah, as you search for shelter at like hearing this rolling storm, there's not really anything apparent immediately. You do find what looks like an overturned sailboat, though, that at least offers some coverage. And like inside of it, there is like a small satchel bag. It looks like it has been here for a while. The leather is cracked and like the salt has like coated it. And looking inside, it looks like something from it has to be an old like fisherman's boat or something. It's got like hooks and like diving fins, rope. Of course, there's also a small bottle of wine and cheese and some like purposefully dried fish.
A charcuterie board just set up underneath.
Yeah.
Not so much like a charcuterie board, so much as like the kind of stuff like you would pack if you were going to be like on the ocean for the day. So like hard cheese, some dried fish, and like wine and beer is like probably the easiest thing to transport and keep.
So more like a charcuterie board.
Possibly.
Literally what I'm eating right now is a little mini charcuterie board.
But Kiva, when you spot all of this like treasure and luxury items, you're left thinking about your life. And if you manage to collect all of this, it kind of begs the question, what do you think you would spend all of this gold on?
I mean, my biggest thing is that I want a cure. So I'd probably use it to travel different places to try to find someone who could help me.
Definitely. That's a worthy cause, I'm sure. No ulterior motives, anything like that. Farah, you find these items and they're minimal comforts on this practically deserted place. What other comforts do you miss from home?
Probably like every comfort. I'm gonna be real. Like I don't think she likes roughing it like this. This sucks. So I think she misses that feeling of safety that comes with nature. The comforts that are not aggro, I guess is the best way to like there's always a harshness with nature. Hostile. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're trapped underneath this little boat as rain starts to come in with like a small amount of food. You're drenched from the water. And it's not home. It's not warm food. It's not soft blankets. It's not all of your finery that you've now lost. A little sad. And the four people that were with you are definitely to blame for causing you to get lost like this.
Oh, absolutely. It's their fault. They didn't let me play my games, so clearly I didn't get to play my games, so the goddess is upset.
But the other three of you wake up on this rocky beach. Stiff. Kind of like you feel like you have been tossed around in the waves. Pieces of boat like scattered around you. And you're awoke by the storm and water that's not seawater hitting your face as the tide is starting to come in and lap around your ankles.
But it's not seawater? Or it is?
The rain that's hitting your face is not
okay.
water.
Okay.
Got it.
But
Tracking.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did I end up anywhere near my eyeball on the beach? Or wherever Farah landed?
I don't know. If you look for your eyeball, I think that's up to you. But what your eyeball would see, I think, is it is trapped between like two rocks, and it can see the tide slowly rising up on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think your eye hears it. There's no audio component, so you don't necessarily know where it's at, but it's close to what it has to be the sea line right now.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna leave the eyeball behind. I can get a new one. I would like to do a ritual if I can.
What ritual would you like to use?
Guide.
Of course. So first off, what does this look like?
If Zelia stands in the water and picks off whatever shoes she's been wearing because she's in her element and, flip her toes now. And I think it's almost like she's water bending where she brings up, like, summons a little, like, spool of water and turns it into a little spool of golden thread and then flings it out. She's looking for the resting place of whatever they are sacrificing to. She wants to know where it is.
Okay. So go ahead and let me know. Are you talented or skilled in this?
No, because I have commands, ferocity, presence, and secrets. So I think the secrets would apply because it is probably a secret where this thing resides.
Okay.
And maybe command because I'm commanding the water to guide me to whatever's manipulating it. I don't know.
Well, you still would only get one die.
Yeah. Okay, well
Would
then
anyone
secrets.
like to offer a devil's bargain?
No. I don't.
No.
Because I think a good devil's bargain for this is that regardless of where the string ultimately leads, it leads to Talia first.
Okay. Okay.
And then you're going to take one dark die, because all rituals take a dark die.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is possibly risking your mind, so you're also going to take a second dark die.
Roll my dark dice first. Roll a 6 on one of them, and I rolled a 1 on the other one. Let's see what the light dice do. A 2 and a 3.
Thing.
Good.
What did you say your ruin was at?
5.
Well, here's the thing. So,
Uh-huh.
you have now hit 6 ruin.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Before even the terrors have truly consumed you, Zelia, you are consumed. I think how I'm going to lead this off for you, because you're going to take over for me for a moment and let me know what happens ultimately to Zelia. But I think we start this off by, yeah, sure, this ritual works for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And Talia, I think you might be the last person to see Zelia alive as a human. As you watch, you might have rolled up pretty close to the shoreline yourself where she landed. And she is doing something and calling on a much higher power than you feel comfortable with. But Zelia, you watch as this gold thread leads you directly into the ocean.
Okay.
And I think this is where I would turn it over to you to let me know how Zelia loses herself to the tide.
So here's my question real quick for you, Alice. Am I losing myself to the goddess of the green tide specifically?
The green tide is the ritual.
Okay.
The queen of the tides is very much, well, she might be real, but it's not your goddess that is dooming you.
Okay. I think Zelia is a fanatic. And so when the thread, I feel like, summons and then frays and splits, and one path leads to Talia and then off into the island, and another path leads to the ocean, and she has been cursed, gifted with these new appendages. She is anxious to be out of the water, and she has utter and absolute faith that her goddess will triumph over this lesser being. And so whatever her fate, whatever happens to her, she goes to it willingly. And so I think if seeing Talia down the beach, Zelia will call out, "I'll see you soon," and walks directly into the water. And it is part of the ship, part of the crew. I feel like the water engulfs her, and when it recedes, there is no longer a woman there. It is some shark-like creature, teeth, eyes, black and voids, and she turns to Talia and maybe starts running down the beach.
So I'm going to imagine, Cass, that you are choosing not to just step back from this game.
No.
Taking a seat over on my side.
Yep.
So you can go ahead and pull up the Trophy Dark game and go to the Gift of the Sea incursion. Currently on Ring 3. Just started out. So you get to help GM me for the rest, GM with me for the rest of this game.
Okay, hold on. This is hard text to read. I need my glasses. All right. Okay. Cool.
So Talia, you have just seen this happen, and I would like for you to make me a ruin roll, as you have watched not necessarily someone you have called a friend, but someone you have spent enough time with completely give themselves over to the sea, to the tides, and have been changed permanently by them. Well, not the best mental image, I imagine.
Three.
Is that over your current ruin
Nope.
or under?
It's exactly 3.
Well, this would meet, so it is. We're going to count that as under. So you managed to hold firm in whatever is crossing your mind. But what are you doing as this beast, this monster, runs at you?
I'm going to do a ritual.
Okay. Which ritual would you like to use?
I am going to cast wall. I am going to do the ritual wall like I tried before. Only this is an actual wall that's vertical. Okay, it's not a horizontal
That's how this wall would
wall.
usually work.
It's a normal wall. It will be a wall of thorns. Let's make it a wall of thorns.
Great.
And
Is
it's
it something
gonna.
that you're... No, go ahead.
This is a skill I have, which is plants.
Perfect.
So and I'm gonna.
Talented in this?
Yep, I'm gonna ritual it right in front of the beast, so that it's very hard to stop into the thorns.
And would you like to hear a devil's bargain?
Of course.
I think because of how this beach, this island is, it is really hard to summon nature like thorns. In order to put that much power into it, you will have to kind of brute force it. So like the wall hits you as well in like how it's forming. So like it's starting at like the base of your feet and then like having to scale up. So you are going to be hurt by this wall. Like it's going to pierce your shoes and give you a little bit of damage and make it a little bit harder in the future to run.
Can I offer a separate devil's bargain?
Sure.
Because it is so difficult to summon, you have to summon it from your own flesh. And so you will lose the use of one of your arms or your legs for the rest of the game.
Somebody is losing a limb in this game. It is not like the goal
Somebody
is that
has to
someone
lose a
just
limb.
lose a limb.
Why stop at lives? Limbs
What?
first.
Technically, Cass already lost an eye, so
Cass lost
Not
everything
enough, apparently.
at this point.
Child's play.
This is a shark person.
I'm not
Living
gonna.
my best life.
Would you like to take either one of
Mhm.
those?
No, I am not.
Okay, so with a ritual, you always take a die.
Yep.
And because this is pretty dangerous, you are going to take another dark die.
Okay.
So you're going to be rolling with 1 light die and 2 dark die.
But I have plants as a skill. Doesn't that mean I
Yes,
get one
you-
more live?
No, you only get 1 regardless of how many skills that you get.
Okay.
You can also have your pool as well of hero points.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. I am gonna take 2 hero points for myself. So
2
I
of
have
your
2
own, or are you
Yep.
taking any more from the pool?
2 of my own.
Okay. Are you
And then
out?
Nope.
1 more.
No, I have 2 more actually. Because I had 5. What?
You used 2 and then you used 1 and you just...
You used
I thought you
2
were-
earlier, and then you just
Yeah.
used 2 now, so now you have 1 left.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, that's what I meant. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So roll all those up for me.
I have 1 6 on my light die, and then 2 4s on my dark die.
What were you at for your ruin?
3.
Okay, so you will take 1 ruin. And go ahead and roll a 1d6 for that condition. I'll let Cass pick out of any of the little condition charts in the incursion.
Question.
Mhm.
she used a ritual, does she not automatically gain 1 ruin? Or did I read that wrong?
No, you always take 1 dark dice when you roll a ritual.
Dice, gotcha. Okay.
I was making sure I didn't like have something somewhere. No,
you're
you
good.
always take
I
1
just
dark
figured.
die when you have a ritual,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can decide if you need more.
Okay. And I get to pick which condition chart?
Yeah. Or if you want to come up with your own condition. It just usually should fit the incursion.
Okay. Okay.
So Nikki, if you'd like to roll that 1d6.
3.
You suspect that your companions are planning to sacrifice you at the end of this journey.
I mean,
Have
yeah,
been
I
left
already
alone
did.
with a sharp person.
Mm-hmm.
They might have come along earlier, Talia, and left you there to maybe be the permanent sacrifice for the Queen of Tides. Maybe that's the reason why the ritual failed.
That is not what Talia believes.
Maybe not, but you definitely believe that your companions could.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I've believed that from the beginning. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Talia, you managed to kind of get this thorn wall up, and in front of you, as the shark just kind of hits into it, you can hear like that wet thudding noise of flesh hitting a object, and it might have caused some pain, but you can still hear this one track like figure trying to dig through these thorns. It's definitely not stopped, just momentarily halted. You have the option to run though.
Do I see anybody else, like even in the distance?
I guess it depends. Where does Isolde wind up on the beach? Do you think it's within distance, or do you think that she is very much alone?
As you, Holly.
Am I alone? Is that what you're asking me?
Would you like to be very much alone, or would you like to see Talia?
I would like to see everything that just happened. And I'm also scrambling to look around and see if there's anything dead of substance around me.
Well, first off, Talia, you do see Isolde in the distance. But Isolde is currently kind of searching the shoreline.
Pretty frantically, honestly.
Definitely. I'd say what you'd find, it's weird that it would have been missed, but with the tide slowly coming in, maybe it just kind of like brought it in. But you see like the beginnings of a whale, or rather the ends of a whale, like a large fluke, and the tail kind of like beached up on shore. It's like tangled and like strangled in seaweed, and it's not moving. So you can only imagine like what the rest of it is.
I want to find out if has a head of any type with teeth.
It does. You have to imagine. That part is underwater.
Perfect. Okay, I am going to perform a ritual, and I am going to. I don't know if this applies to animals or not. So if it doesn't, correct me. I want to perform ghoul. I would like to animate a dead body.
Okay. I do want to ask what your intentions are with this.
But like cannon fodder?
Okay, so you're just trying to use it as a distraction and not trying to use it to attack the shark thing or anything like that, right?
No, but should the shark thing focus?
Okay.
I want it to be my friend. It's my little ghoul pal. It's my ghoul friend.
We'll definitely see what the ritual result is. I was just
Okay,
making
great.
sure because the thing is, when you try and attack a monster, you're not going to live through that.
No, I know. That's why I'm not. I am not.
So is this something that you're trained in?
Yes, I am trained in rituals and improvisation. Okay. I don't know if that helps at all either, but yeah. So I have
one light die.
Mm-hmm.
And would you like to hear a devil's bargain?
Yes.
I think the only part of this whale you'll have control over is the back half. The part that is currently beached on shore.
Half zombie whale.
I know, right? I kind of want to do it. So.
Okay, do you want to take that devil's bargain then?
I do.
Okay. And I think this might be dangerous. That's one dark die. Okay. And you always include a dark die for your ritual, so that's 2.
Hmm.
And I'm also going to include a villain point dark die because I can.
Okay. Unnecessary.
No, use them. Wait, how many?
We have to use some of these up so LC is not completely cursed in Lancer next week.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the thing is, you know what also starts next week that I just realized is Cyberpunk. So get fucked, Alice.
Can I add another villain point dice to that?
Okay.
We didn't even know what I rolled yet. Okay. Well, I rolled no 6s. Lucky for everyone else. But I did roll one of my dark die is a 5 and I'm at 4 ruin.
So you're gonna mark up that 1 ruin.
Danny's in chat being a menace.
No, don't look. I realized now that I am not the only one suffering from these villain points next week or the weeks after, so I think it's a little silly goofy.
Yeah, no, I still have a little silly goofy villain point with your name on it that I'm supposed to use this episode.
And if it happens like last year, everyone's gonna come for my ass anyways and donate like 20 villain points for LC. So bring it. Fuck you guys. I welcome death. Just not in Lancer.
So yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d6. Find out your condition.
Okay. It's a 3.
I think that, you know, as you kind of like look across this beach, your hand just kind of like is itching to stretch out. There's like a little crab like in the distance, and you feel like you just need to grab it. Maybe you're just picking up on what your sister did earlier and shoving it into your mouth, but you feel like you just need to grab that. And you know, like any small creatures that are in reach, just an urge you'll continue to have. What you do with them is up to you. But,
okay, it's the most uncomfortable scene in cinematic history in Lord of the Rings when he's eating that tomato.
Okay.
Oh, when Denethor is just eating the tomatoes while Pip's
like close up on his mouth.
Just down his
yeah. But Zold, you kind of watch as this whale corpse carcass starts to like twitch and move, and it's not entirely like of its own volition, and you feel like whatever you were casting might have worked somewhat, but also it's a whale out of water, so this dead meat is hard to kind of lift So you kind of watch the tail and fluke, like the fluke hits up hard, but the tail itself just kind of like drags. And when it kind of like lifts, you just watch like meat slough off of it.
Love.
Hey, Alice, may I make a suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
At the scent of freshly rent flesh and blood on the wind, the shark creature runs into the water and around the wall and starts swimming towards the whale carcass and Isolde.
Throw it out there.
But it's at least
You have blood on your mouth.
You do.
Jaws theme intensifies.
Right?
But I think with the mixed success, though, at least, this creature is distracted by the whale carcass.
Yeah.
That if you wanted to, Talia, Isolde, you could run further onto shore.
I totally do. I turn and kick rocks.
Wait.
Oh.
If I see
Obviously
that
grabbing
shark creature has now turned away from me and is running towards the whale and Isolde, I want to cast a ritual.
Okay. What ritual?
As long as his eyes are not on me, or her eyes are not on me.
What ritual?
Bind. I will hold a creature in place as long as I stay motionless. Can I hold Isolde in place?
Yeah. All the rituals do that.
Yeah.
Can I contest it though?
You can test rituals?
Why don't we roll this as a contest roll first?
Yeah.
Because if it works, then we can see if they're ritual.
Yeah,
if
you
not,
can't contest them. You can just cancel them if your ruin is 5.
Oh, and it is.
Yeah, you can do the reduction roll like I did to LC on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So I think we're going to contest to see which one of you would roll first.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Should we say what's at stake?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So if is ritual something that you are skilled in, Talia?
No. But I am skilled in silence, so I know how to stay motionless.
Do you think that counts, Cass?
I'll give it to you.
Like,
I'm also going to spend a villain point and give you another dark die, but...
Well, you can't actually use the dark die with a contest because you can take as many dark die as you want.
That's true.
Okay.
So I would not waste a villain point on this kind of thing.
Mind. That's fair. I'll waste it when the rituals are rolling.
Okay, do you think that you are skilled in Isolde?
Okay.
Rituals, rather.
Well, so I am skilled in improvisation and rituals.
Okay.
So
you get the 1 dice.
Okay, I was like, I didn't know how we were going to try and spin it, so I was like, that could go either way.
The 5 for your ruin, you get 5 light dice.
Mm-hmm.
And Nikki, you get 1 for every one of your ruin as well.
You each get 1 light dice for your ruin.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is pretty dangerous because this is someone's life at stake. So take 1 dark die. And now take as many dark die as you want.
Yeah.
I also realized that I do have 2 hero points left because the first time I took 2 hero points, I took 1 from mine and 1 from the pool.
Okay.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Elsie, just detract 1 from the pool and add 1 back to Nick. Would you like to use any hero points, you two?
I'm going to use 1 of my last 2 hero points.
I'm using 1 because I haven't used anything.
Are there any left in the pool?
I swear to God.
There's 3 left after Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I just get to re-roll my whole hand?
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 dice left after Holly. What you do is you just add an extra light die to it, or you can re-roll them.
I'm gonna re-roll them.
I'm going to take 1 for myself and 1 from the pool.
There's gonna be no hero points when we're done, guys,
I'm glad I got one.
Hasn't gotten to burn one yet.
I
Like it's
know.
gonna survive.
I know. Okay, so I got 2 6s on a dark die and a 6 on a light die.
How many 6s do you have, Nikki?
How many 6s total, Holly? Is that 3? 3. Yeah. And Nikki?
5.
You're a liar.
Do you want me to push the camera on my freaking
I'm
dice?
teasing. I'm teasing.
It's fine. Do you have any wins on the dark die, you two?
None of my dark dice, no.
None of them.
Perfect. So that means that Talia, you will get the option to roll your ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm rolling bind to hold Isolde in place as a sacrifice to the shark.
Can I offer a devil's bargain on this?
Sure.
Another light dice. And you're able to do it, but you are also trapped by your own wall as whatever's on this island turns your magic against you while you're distracted for, let's call it a minute.
Wait, explain that again?
So, and you will get an extra light dice to roll, and you're gonna be, and if it works, it'll go off. But then your magic will be taken over by whatever's on this island, and your wall will also bind you in place for a minute.
My wall or just my ritual bind?
You're gonna just be stuck for a minute.
You're gonna
Let's
be
go
stuck.
with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So bind would hold me longer than it would hold.
Well,
No.
I mean, it holds Isolde long enough for her to get eaten.
It would, so because
Wait.
so I looked at bind, and bind it would hold as long as you stood still. So if
Yes,
you were
I was gonna
bound,
say it's not.
yeah, if you were bound and didn't move, then it doesn't anything but hold me in place for at least that time.
Yeah, so you would still be held in place with me for
Mm-hmm.
as long as I'm holding
I
still.
have a different devil's bargain.
Okay.
Kiva sees Talia cast this.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll do it.
That means, Kiva, you are going to see Talia cast this regardless of whether it works or not, and trying to basically, you're not necessarily sure what the magic does, but it definitely is targeting your sister. So
Right.
go ahead
I'm starting a
and
ritual in the background.
we'll get to that in a second.
Counterspell.
So
No.
go ahead for Talia, and we'll make sure you have that one dark die for ritual. Or I think we should also add another dark die because it's dangerous.
Okay. I'm gonna use all the dice that just rolled 6s for me. All right. No 1s or 6s on the dark dice, but I got a 6 on my light dice.
So Isolde, you are held for however long Talia can stay still. And Kiva, see this. You see Talia holding something and having to hold herself perfectly still, and your sister is, as well as the shark person kind of makes its way toward shore.
I will say, doesn't it look like Talia's just standing the way they always are? Because they're always still.
I mean, it might.
Menacing.
It might, but Kiva knew.
You're not staring at the water, though.
Yeah.
This is true.
You're not looking at the water. Right.
You know
So
what
my
I just
ritual is I
realized?
want to
Wait,
start
hold on.
transforming.
I just realized Talia is just the fisherman from Jaws who just says foreboding shit and looks at the water. That's Talia.
Okay. So, I have a skill, so I get 1 light dice, right?
What are
And then
you
I do-
doing?
Did I
I'm
take a
transforming
ruin
into
for
a
that?
wolf.
Did you roll a dark die over your one?
No.
That's what I'm asking. What I
Didn't
roll.
know.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
But what ritual are you using, Kiva?
I'm using beast to turn into a wolf.
Okay. So if you're skilled in it, you'll take that one dark light die. Devil's bargain, anyone?
And you're just shape-shifting, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
And
What are your
yeah?
what
no,
are your
go first, Sophie.
intentions
Yeah.
of shapeshifting? What do you
You'll
plan to
find
do? No.
Turn
What are
into
you
a
planning to
wolf.
do? Okay, but what are you
You're
gonna
not
do?
the GM.
I could be.
All right, so just do.
Well, you always.
I would like to know your intentions. Are you planning to turn into a wolf and attack Talia?
Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
You are able to do it, but Feyre gains control of you.
I don't know what's going on. I'm under a boat.
She's
You can
not
have
on a
control.
boat. She's under a boat.
I'm under a boat. I'm just vibing with my old cheese, fish, and wine.
The shark.
Yeah, we don't know what
Say
Feyre's
no.
doing right now.
My charcuterie board.
I'm gonna say no because I also have 2 hero points that I'd like to throw in.
Okay.
Can I give a devil's bargain?
Wait,
You like-
where are the hero? Wait, where are the hero points?
Those are
Never mind,
personal
there's a
ones.
lot
She fully froze, and that is an unfortunate time to freeze off. Oh no.
We lost Elsie.
We totally did.
I have a devil's bargain though.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Hit me.
I'll okay. I'll give you a dice, but Talia will hear you coming.
Okay.
Fair enough. So what does that mean?
Take it.
You get an
Throw
extra
in one
light
more?
dice. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I
We
have...
where I think Elsie was asking where the 2 light die hero points you had come from.
Yes.
Yeah, those were from my other donation. They were personal. 2 personal fight die.
Oh,
Or
okay.
2 personal hero points.
I think that means we have 0 hit
Okay.
hero points left, guys, because Elsie
I'm pretty
didn't
sure.
just
These are
added
my
those to the
personal
general.
ones.
Yeah, I think
They're
Elsie
not
didn't
for
add
the
those to the pool. Is the thing
Oh, they were supposed to be mine.
Yeah.
Great.
that we are out of hero points, guys.
Yep.
Yay!
Guess you're gonna have to donate to get more.
Yeah, and I didn't get a single 6. Not one.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. man.
We lost Elsie in voice too.
Yeah.
Finally.
I think. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. We'll get Elsie back in a second, but Kiva, you can always risk your body and mind and add another dark die to your pool and re-roll it all. But you have to add, it's a dark die that you add.
Okay. Hello. Oh, that one.
You got a 6?
No, I didn't get a single 6.
You can keep rolling if you'd like to add more dark dice.
All right.
You didn't. Did you get a 1?
No,
I did get one.
ones only count in contest.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing, you can keep risking your body as long as you want to keep adding dark die to try and get that to a success.
Okay. One more time.
What is the what is the
today? I got nothing. No.
Wow.
what is the the consequence of continuously rolling dark die?
You have more of a chance to mark ruin.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a 1?
No, if you get
roll
anything
over-
higher than your current ruin.
Oh, okay.
The 1 for ruins is only in contest. That's why you can add as many dark die as you want to your hand and when you're in a contest roll, but anytime you roll a 1 in contest, you mark a ruin.
Okay.
That's why it's more dangerous to do it like that. It's why it's also dangerous in a risk roll if you keep not rolling any successes, to just keep adding dice that are dark dice to your pool. So if it's something you want to keep risking, you can keep adding 1 dark dice and re-rolling for a risk.
And I can't do anything because I'm full up on ruin.
You're full up on ruin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I got a ruin for every time. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you don't.
No,
You don't get a ruin every time. I just get one. If you go over your die, you get a ruin and you can't re-roll. But if you don't get a ruin and you still fail, you can keep adding a dark die and keep re-rolling. It gives you that higher chance to mark 1 ruin. But once you get to a point where you have to mark 1 ruin, you can't re-roll.
Okay.
So if you have
I'm so sorry. All right. So the first time that I rolled, I got no 6s, and I also got at least 1 that was over my current amount.
Okay, you did.
So that would mean that
Okay, but because you didn't mark any with your second one, we'll just say that you get your ruin, and you fail the roll.
How many ruin do you have now?
I thought I was full up because every time I rolled the whole thing, I risked getting another one if I rolled higher. No.
So what would happen is, like, you have your ruin. Dark die is not an extra ruin; it's just an extra die.
But if you roll over your current ruin,
yes, you only ever get one within a single roll.
Okay, and then you have to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
And then I have to stop, but I use 2 hero points, so I would consider that being I would consider myself full up.
No. Even if you re-rolled your hero rolls.
No. Yeah.
You're fine.
Okay.
You can only ever mark 1 ruin on a risk roll.
Okay.
No matter how many times you re-roll, you can only mark 1 ruin.
Okay.
We're not going to kill you off just yet.
Just yet.
You have 1 minute to kill me off.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's true.
Yeah. I'm going to have to dip.
Yeah. Well, this will be finished up here shortly, Cass, but thank you so much for joining in and for co-jamming for a little bit of this.
Yes. I'm going to say the shark eats Farah.
Well, I do have a specific villain point against Elsie.
We used it against her internet.
So Elsie, this very specific villain point was to just, sacrifice you to the shark.
Oh, he just came back.
Yeah, did I get eaten by a shark?
Yeah, I'm eating you because I have to go.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye,
Just what I always wanted.
Bye,
Cass. Thank you
guys.
for eating me.
Bye, Cass. And Elsie, this specific point was from Jason. Jason would also like you to know that Dr. Navarian sends his regard.
So sweet. He's I'm not gonna say what I was about to say, so I appreciate his regards.
Yeah, somehow a land shark just eats Farah.
Land shark.
Because that is how Elsie has decided to go.
I'm not mad about it. Thanks, Jason. I wanted to die anyways, but Cass took my spot.
That's fine. Elsie, you get to join in on the GMing now.
Oh, okay.
So where we have left off is basically we're in a 3-way tie of Talia is keeping Isolde bound by magic. If Talia moves, the magic drops on Isolde. Kiva has found out Isolde is being held by Talia, or at least had some magic cast on her. and as Kiva has turned into a wolf.
Did she succeed?
No, that's what we're getting to.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, when shapeshifting is not always good, and you definitely turn into some parts of a wolf, it's just not really the useful parts. You know, you got a tail now, like you have like the like thighs and like lower legs of a canine.
I love this.
I'm a wolf satyr.
Essentially. So unfortunately, you don't probably get the parts of a wolf that you were hoping. Maybe it's because of panic that your sister was in danger or what, but you don't get like the nice claws or the teeth or anything like that.
Yeah. I would still try to attack her anyway if I can physically get to her.
Okay. Here's the thing. As Talia heard you, would you drop that magic to react?
Immediately. I would drop it because I know you're coming and turn around to face you.
And die of laughter.
Their stoic face is just like cracking the tough exterior because you look so ridiculous.
But I think this is where we would roll that contest roll again.
Because I would absolutely try to grab you by the scruff. I don't know if you have one. Just shake you really hard.
The tail.
Yes, and whip you around.
So are you guys trying to hurt each other, or are you just trying to? Perfect.
Absolutely.
So, is this anything either of you is skilled at?
I am skilled at beasts and intimidation.
So am I. So I'm like.
So we can count that as both as a light die. You will both mark 1 light die for each mark of ruin you currently have. And this is dangerous, and I dare say deadly. So mark 1 dark die. And you're going to take as many dark die as you would like. And we are out of hero points, so there is Talia has no.
I am using my last one.
You missed
we
it,
have
LT?
2.
No, Kiva used those.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are out of hero points.
Ling used her. That's why I was saying Ling used hers and the last 2.
I'm using my very last one.
I think it's a little silly goofy because Alice is in the game next.
It's gonna be great.
That's fine. I didn't think I was gonna. I planned not living through my next game. It has to make my last night work.
How many villain points have you used since I was gone?
I think we added 2. Yeah.
You used 2?
Yes.
Okay.
But we also have had $20 in donations since then, so I'm not sure if those are hero or villain points.
Nice.
Those are my villain points. Yeah, I already added those.
Yes.
So once you guys have your total pool, roll. How many 6s? Well, that decides it.
Yeah.
It is. Do either of you have wins on any die?
I have 1 on my light die.
What?
Any ones on your dark dice?
No, thankfully.
So you take a mark of ruin. What does that put you at, Kiva?
5.
Okay. But as this happens, Kiva, you charge Talia. Talia, how do you stop Kiva as you release your hold on this magic, which means that as old you are free now to move?
Yeah, I drop bind, I turn, and I grab we played this whole game and I still don't remember anybody's names.
Kiva.
Pick you up and shake you, and I don't know if you can kill in this game.
You could technically You really don't. A contest roll is just to kind of find out.
Okay.
But Kiva could be very beaten and bruised.
Okay. I'm going to shake Kiva really, really fast and then throw her towards the ocean in hopes that the sea will take care of it.
Kiva would be pretty beat up. Kiva's also at 5 ruin, so I think that's still a justifiable result. Isolde, what are you doing?
Okay.
All you know is that you cast your ritual and it worked.
I have this. Yeah, I have this like semi-functional flopping piece of dead whale. It's great. But ultimately, with Isolde, she is kind of losing grasp very quickly, and at this point, she understands that it doesn't feel like it. And you described this earlier, right? It doesn't feel like we're on normal land, like we're on something. Okay, great. Isolde sees this and sees what's happening to her sister. And I would like, I don't know if we're allowed to do this, so you can tell me yes or no, but since the shark person is now probably on its way back to me, I would like to use Army to distract it, but I also want to use the ritual Leviathan, and I would like to summon some great being from the ocean, and I'm gonna call it a day. Like, she's like, I can't take this. Like, seeing her sister like that, it's not necessarily martyrdom, it's pure selfishness at this point. She's thinking if she can bargain with the Leviathan, it would be unlimited power.
So are you trying to do 2 rituals?
I am, if that's possible. If not, then I'm just gonna, let shark monster come get me and still summon Leviathan.
I mean, there are going to be 2 different rolls.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
So what are we saying Army does?
Army, it basically creates more, it's like illusory, there we go, copies of myself, and they mimic my actions. So I would be like a sea of Isoldes basically on land. And it would just look like I'm summoning another ritual at the same time. And this is to distract shark person, shark monster. And I can't get away.
First ritual. Go ahead. Is this something that you're trained in or skilled at?
Yes, I am skilled in rituals, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And would you like to hear Devil's Bargain?
Yes, I would.
Elsie?
Give us a Devil's Bargain. Your code
Devil Bargain.
Okay. You're making copies of yourself? Okay. What does that look like? Like, how is it happening? Are they just appearing, or like...
I would consider it kind of like in the ways of dominoes, where it like kind of shoots out.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so
not in a straight line. I want it to be okay. You said wonderful.
I would say the Devil's Bargain is, since you are so like interested in losing a limb, that the more copies that you make, if this succeeds or fails, I guess it happens either way if you accept it, each copy until yourself, one of the arms or legs, gets like, have you ever seen Hannibal? You never seen the show?
Do it anyways.
Okay, so there's like this scene, and he created what's it called? Slides, basically, the slides of someone, and it just keeps getting smaller, like pieces of the body. So like each iteration that you create is a slight cross section. There we go, cross sections it peels away a piece until the centerpiece where it came from, no longer has that appendage. So each one, like say it starts at the finger, it's like less, each one is created with less and less of a finger, an arm, an arm, an arm, an arm, an arm till the shoulder, and you don't have an arm anymore.
Oh, okay. And I get a light die to do that? Man, I don't want to use that for this one. I need that hand.
I said you can pick which appendage it is. I don't care if it's an arm or a leg.
Y'all are determined to have at least one body.
Somebody's
part.
Holly started it. Holly started it.
Yeah, this is all on Holly.
Holly could be like, I want someone to lose an appendage before this is
It'd
over,
be
so I'm just trying to
great.
help out.
All right, fine. I'm not taking this one. I'm not taking it. Mm-mm.
Well, because it's a ritual, it automatically gets one dark die.
Mm-hmm.
This one is very risky, so you're going to take a second dark die.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think we should use any villain points, Elsie, to add some more dark die?
No.
I think you should at least use one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. I just want them for Alice.
So I have one light die because I'm skilled in rituals, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Oh, well, that's great.
Well, are any of those above your ruin?
Yeah.
Are they a dark die?
Yeah.
How many ruin does that put you at?
6, baby.
Well, we don't even have to worry about the second ritual then. Holly,
Boo.
tell me what goes wrong with this ritual that makes you lose yourself and how.
As ever, okay. I still hear the squawking, and it's of every seagull or whoever, and they're telling me that I am not powerful, that I am useless, and I begin to believe it. And when I go to cast this ritual, I'm not in the right mindset, and as I do this, I go to split myself, but I literally split myself. Now I'm on the beach.
Do you think the parts of yourself become a monster, or are you just dead?
For some reason, I love and enjoy the visual of as the blood has started to run down the beach and it hits the water. It's quite the opposite of the Little Mermaid. I don't get a sparkly dress. I then become pieces of like the crab and animals that I were voraciously eating. And I'm what I would consider, I don't get to be a cool shark monster. I'm down on the ground, and my arms are now
Inches.
yes.
So Holly, are you going to be joining us over here on the GMing side?
I am.
We have just Talia and Kiva kind of embroiled in battle.
I think I'm scared. I thought for sure I was gonna go down.
I mean, you still might.
I know, but I thought I'd go down like first. Like, how many ruin do you have?
I think you're both at 5.
Yep.
So tell
See
me
which one of us goes down first.
The two of you doing? Are you still fighting, or as this like storm is brewing, like it is starting to, like the rain that slowly was hitting, it's starting to like fall down hard. Like, you know how hard like rain can hit sometimes, that it feels painful. I mean, you two still have a chance to, like, if you want, find safety, or, you know, go your separate ways, or is this still a battle?
Oh, I am absolutely... Talia is in this because they believe that the reason the ritual failed is because the sea gods knew that they were going to steal treasure. So if Talia dies, they're taking down everyone else. Like, this is a sacrifice of all of the people that they were with, and that includes themselves. So I am going to still go after Kiva.
Okay. Can you two get... That sounds like a contest roll. Is this something that either one of you is skilled at?
Are you still half beast?
Sorry, I was muted the whole time.
Oh,
Sorry about that. I am wrecked and thrown down to the seashore, so I know that I can't physically like get up and be you. So I would probably try to change one more time into a beast.
so it sounds like you two are attacking. Again, is this something that Kiva is skilled in or talented at?
Transforming, I am.
Okay, so
Theoretically.
you could add one. Both of you could add one light die. You both take 5 extra light die for the ruin that you currently have. This is very dangerous, so 1 dark die. And as many dark die as you are willing to add.
Okay, let's do this. Just to clarify, my intent is to grab Kiva, hold on to her, and throw us both into the ocean.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your full pool. Let me know how many 6s you guys have. Do either of you have any 1s on your dark die?
Not on my dark die.
So Kiva, you managed to avoid this and not be thrown into the ocean. I don't think either of you have necessarily hurt each other like beyond wounds because there's no ruin gained here. Again, you are both on shore fighting.
I want to go again.
I mean, you guys can go as many times as you want. Unless, like, one of you are trying to flee or do something else.
Oh no, Talia has
So,
one mission.
Yeah. Did I succeed in transforming? Or do I roll separately for that again?
No, you were just in a contest roll.
Okay, because I wanted to try to transform again.
Okay, yeah, you can roll that ritual roll.
So do I just get the 1 light for being skilled, or do I add my ruin?
No, the contest rolls are different from ritual roll.
Can I do a rune reduction roll since I'm at 5 now?
What are you trying to do?
Pick her up and stop the ritual.
Okay. You definitely could. So you're going to roll 1 light die, and you are going to hope that it is under a 5.
4.
Okay. So are you just straight tackling?
Yeah. And just hoisting her up.
Which would mean, Kiva, the ritual, just because you couldn't focus well enough, would be interrupted. And it sounds like we're kind of rolling into a contest again. So if this is something that you are skilled in or talented in, take 1 light die. Take 1 light die for every point of ruin. Take 1 dark die, because this is still deadly. And then take as many additional dark die as you are willing to risk. Come here. Yep. Once you guys have all this counted out, let me know if you how many 6s.
I have 1 6.
What, Nikki?
3 6s.
Crazy.
Any 1s on your light die? On your dark dice.
1 1 on my dark
Gotcha.
die.
2 1s?
Hmm.
Well, this is where you both hit 6 ruin.
Yep.
So regardless of exactly how this ends, let me know how it ends. So the two of you can kind of collaborate.
Okay, so what I'm doing while you're doing what you're doing is I'm using the claws that are now my feet, and I'm using my human face to try and bite your neck out, and I'm just like, basically I'm opening your stomach with my back paws, fighting you the whole time you're doing whatever it is that you're doing.
As I'm picking you up to run us both into the ocean, the barnacles that have been growing under my skin like explode outwards. And I start immediately turning into like the bark striations that were on my face and my skin from all the scars start turning into coral patterns and growing out of my skin. And I am like bringing both of us into the water as sacrifice, since we are now both monsters. If you're cool with that.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
Embraced throughout our sacrifice.
We
Yeah, and I'd even
used
say
to be friends.
No,
I don't know
no,
if
we
you're
weren't.
ever really friends when
I know. I'm saying
treasure is
that.
on the line. But I think what happened is if Talia is really dedicated and sinking to the bottom of the ocean, this is a point that our treasure hunters never had to face as humans. At the bottom, far, far deep, there is ruins that held many treasures that have been sacrificed to the Queen of Tides. It is a long, almost spindly looking tower that at one point the tides had not covered, and at one point probably belonged to a much older people, or who knows what they belong to. But as the creature that once was Talia sinks, eventually you would find your footing here, much like all of the creatures of the tide do. Inside of this tower, many things are found. Normal sea creatures, some of the worst, most dangerous things the ocean has to offer, some of the most horrendous. Things with a few too many teeth, eyes where they don't need to be, limbs that drag uselessly across the ocean floor. There is a throne, and on that throne, the Queen of Tides, the Queen of the Depths, nest of bones and old ship timber. Maybe this is what you always pictured, Talia. maybe you were, but maybe at the same time you were hoping this goddess that you worshipped was a little closer to human. Because unfortunately, she is not. The body that is made up of her is constantly changing and shifting like water on the tides. And you can see, like, as it ebbs and flows, seashells, coral, like even fish scales kind of like contract and expand with this body. They're the closest thing to skin that she has. And bright purples and greens of seaweed kind of like float out. And in them, you can see like the bright eyes of deep sea creatures and the hanging lantern fish and those luminous pearl eyes. And she is pleased. And maybe that's all you could hope for. But she is pleased because she has earned her sacrifice. And once again, these hunters, these seekers are dispatched not to take from her treasure anymore. And while our hunters may not have fully reached what they were searching for, they did find their end here amongst the tides, and hopefully my players had fun.
Yes. That was
So much fun.
That's cool.
So as a total, we have raised $400 in this stream today. We are $100 away from our first goal. We are a fifth of the way to our ultimate over our goal amount. Special bonus goal of sending Elsie and Turk to a haunted camp for the weekend or night. And we are $1,100 short of Hoop shaving off his beard. And as always, these donations are going to the Palestinian Children's Fund. Every $10 in donations will interview for a chance to win one of our really, really cool prizes. We have custom character art from Cybrella and JD Lane that are part of our server and make gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous art. We also have a lot of different TTRPGs given to us by some really fun companies to offer as incentive. And of course, we now have no hero points, which is great for me going into a player in the next game here in an hour and a half. So if you'd like to, send a little bit more so I can survive. I did, kind of screw everyone over this week by like using up, like having my players use up all of the hero points.
It's a little
But you know
silly
what?
goofy.
It's a little silly goofy. It's also in the name of this game to screw
Right.
over your friends and try and save yourself the best you can, which failed.
It was so fun to screw over everybody. I loved it so much.
Yes. This is so good. As soon as I realized it was just me and Ling left, I was like, oh, we're going down together. I'm taking us down together.
100%.
Definitely.
Same time, we're doing this.
In the
But
arms of the angels.
now that we have successfully killed off all of my players, I am going to go around and have everyone introduce who they were playing, who they are, and where we can find them next. So let's go in opposite order, which means we would start with Nikki.
That's me. I'm Nikki. I like sabotage. I am the Coyote Witch online everywhere. In this game, I played Talia, the reformed thug naturalist, who was also, not so secretly, the devotee of the sea goddess, and who was going to protect that treasure with their life. So I was definitely planning from the beginning to sacrifice all of you. Really excited that worked out. Let's see. Yes, I secretly won. let's see, what do I got going on? I will be found over at High Shelf Collective for the next 4 Fridays playing Omega, the Mass Effect game. Excited because Holly's awesome and I love playing the games that she makes. They're so good. Yeah, so I'm excited about that, but that's all I have. That's all I have coming up. And that's that's all I need. And hopefully I'll be back here soon.
You will be, right?
Oh yes, definitely. You're not getting rid of me.
I hope not. Link?
Hello, I'm Link. I was playing Kiva, the not so successful shapeshifter. um, mostly need more underscore dice on Twitter, and hopefully I will be back here soon.
Elsie?
I gotta make sure I'm not muted. Hi, I'm Elsie. I'm optimistic on all social media. I use she, they pronouns. I can be found. I played Sarah for 3/4 of the game, and then my internet cut me out. But it was fun because I died, and I wanted to die so badly. Where can you find me for the rest of the week? I will be in Doc's Delta Green game next Saturday morning. For the second to last game of this week. Thank you guys all for donating so far. I'm super excited that it's doing so well. And then I'm always here on every alternating Monday. So next Monday, the 19th, for Hell's Gate, I play Min. Everybody knows Min. Everybody knows Apophis. Novarian is the newest antagonist that Hoop mostly created, not me. Everybody, don't put that on me. A very hot doctor, inspired by Hannibal Lecter. Just the face though, just Mads, and now Danny gets splash damage from it, and it's a little silly goofy. I think it's really funny. And then every other alternating Tuesday, so the 20th of next week, I play Ellie over on Entropy Emporium at 8 p.m. for our Masks game. They call us villains. I'm just having a little silly goofy time collecting people for my reverse power harem. That is going really well. I held hands with 2 people, which was a bad idea. Not intentional. They took my hands, didn't ask first. So now I'm sick. It's really great giving your character like nerfs that involve like human touch. So if anybody touches you with powers, then you're just like, eh. Anyways. And then Tomb Raider for our second episode of our 4-part series here on The Lost Caravan that Thursday. Where I play a silly goofy fox entity in my head. 3 of these games have something in my head. 2 of these games have me being hungry. I don't do this. It's not me. It's my GMs. Nobody point that out to me, but that does mean next week I do have 2 games on this channel. So please, I implore you, spend your villain points. Do not give me personal villain points. I am begging you. You know what? Do it if you want to, because it is charity. But like last year, it took so long to get rid of them, please. But for charity, I really want to see Hoop shave his beard. Do it for charity. I will endure for that.
For charity. I think
I will endure these villain points directed at me in the caravan for Hoop to shave his beard. That's all I ask. I'm not going to go through the rest of my schedule. You'll hear about it later, I'm sure. Send it over to Holly.
Yeah, Holly.
Hey, I'm Holly. I played Isolde today, and she so desperately wanted to summon that Leviathan. But it's okay. Now I'm Crab God. That's a League of Legends reference. If people don't understand it, that's okay too. But I am playing, I do believe it is Wednesday, in Lonnie's game of Call of Cthulhu, and I'm just playing an old lady. Just the old lady and an innkeeper. She gonna listen to your problems and give you food. There's nothing wrong with her at all. And and then I know I have some things coming up, but I am about to start school, so I know that will be very rare that you will see me probably until October. So, but yeah, I had a great time today. Alice, thank you so much, and thank you to my fellow cast. You guys were fantastic storytellers. Yeah, I'm just really grateful. Thank you.
As for me,
last played with y'all, such a fun game.
It was. As for myself, my name is Alice, they, them pronouns. I have been your keeper of the tides this evening. You can find me here, literally, probably right here, minus the scales, in about an hour, where I'm going to be playing the Caravan of Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu game, with Danny as our GM. I am probably not going to survive that one unless people would really, really, really like to give me some hero points specifically for having such an entertaining game. Otherwise, you will find me here again on the last game of Caravan of Cthulhu week for Delta Green with Turk. I don't imagine I'll survive that one either. But yes, donate. Give us villain points. Give us hero points. Support children.
Donate.
Win cool
Yes.
prizes. And then
Let Hoop
starting.
shave his beard.
Yes, let Hoop shave his beard.
No.
And every other Friday, starting the 23rd of August, I will be here for our Cyberpunk House of Red. Please use up all of the villain points before we get to that.
No, because no.
Add more. Add more.
They're for you and JD specifically.
Have to donate money specifically for that. Otherwise, I'm sure Hoop will have some very entertaining Lancer games.
Maybe I will donate specifically for you too.
Do it, I dare you.
I'm
But
cutting you with a good time.
thank you everyone for tuning in today, this afternoon. Please join us here at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard when we go into the Call of Cthulhu game run by Danny. And all week, we have been doing amazing. We are at $400 out of our $1,500 goal after just 2 days, which we love to see. Otherwise, we are raiding live from the apocalypse. Tune in, give them some support, and have a nice day, everyone. Don't die like these guys.
Bye.